this for DP Gang
Yo.
at pretty much any level.
Yo.
What is up, guys? What is up? Sorry I'm so late.
How dare you be 9 whole minutes late?
Just technical
Oh my
difficulties.
goodness.
Constantly. So much technical stuff going on here.
You're the technical guy, man.
I know, I'm just really showing my strong skills here. Alright, well, hopefully I can better serve you guys tonight as a DM.
You always serve us well as a DM. What are you talking about?
Much appreciated, much appreciated. Minis are loading now, which I'm happy about, because I got some cool ones for you. Obviously, last session we had a very vampiric looking were raven. I'm sure poor Terok's first impression of him was like, I don't know about you.
He kind of looked like one of those vampires from those 50s TV shows,
Totally.
like black and white ones. That's so funny.
Nosferatu.
Yeah, like the OG Dracula. Yeah, I say Nosferatu.
Mhm. Yeah, for sure. I could get those vibes all day.
While you get finished the setup, I'm gonna go get my second gin and tonic.
Nice.
Uh-oh.
Gonna get fast and loose.
Why not just bring the bottle? You gotta keep it cold, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly.
I'm gonna like not enough tonic, sadly.
Just get a bucket of ice, and when you run out of tonic, you can just start drinking gin and gin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taking shots.
You guys had some
Don't even really need a chaser.
sick RP since the last session. I think our last session was on the 30th? 29th, yeah. So the 30th is when it all started. I'm just gonna scroll through that so people can see that while we're waiting.
Do you have an opportunity to get those guards?
I did, and that was what I was so concerned about too, because there was like the last of the list, and a couple of them just weren't finishing processing.
Uh-oh. Tailspire has an update.
Alright, I'm back.
Oh, it didn't
I
make me
should've checked.
update.
I should have checked this earlier.
Somehow I got 2 of the same guard though, which doesn't seem right. Oh, I got 1. That's really all that matters. It's just, yeah, the same one.
Yeah, I think we decided on just that one that
Yeah,
fits the setting.
For some reason it downloaded 2 of the same one. I don't know, it's weird.
Interesting.
Let me give you control of this guy too, because I did kill the other dude.
Now Irwin looks like a badass.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Yeah.
I am fucking jealous now. I want that
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to be a Kenku anymore. I want to be a werewolf.
Fuck.
I think 2 would be okay though, because I did raise a second guard. Well, you can
There's going to be a
always,
necromancer with an army in short order.
Yeah, it's not going to take very long.
There's got to be some
Yeah,
kind of a
no,
difference
gotta be
between
trade.
them.
There's a lot of corpses around.
They're both called Aaron's zombie.
It's a really, really, really fucking good thing that he has that portable hole.
Oh, jeez, yeah. That is a good thing to remember.
It's almost like me and the DM collaborated on that or something.
Hey.
I know nothing. I know nothing of what you speak of.
What are you talking about? It was just happenstance. Come on. Tab. Let's see. Where is the dead brother?
Solar is over by the well, laying there, just leaking out into the streets, and he hasn't really been tended to by Father Albright or anybody else who's perhaps lopping heads off for the sake of the remaining villagers in town.
Wait, who needs healing?
He's saying nobody needs healing. He's saying tending to them as in chopping heads.
Oh, right. Okay.
It's the surgical type of healing.
What if I surgically animate him?
You know that saying, it's better half the town of Vallaki live and the other half die than everybody in Vallaki die? You guys never heard that one before?
Well,
Yeah.
it's a new one. You've heard it now.
That's a ye old saying.
It's
don't you
literally,
know?
it's being chanted throughout the town right now.
Oh God.
Well, no, most of the villagers are still pretty well, boarded up. A few brave villagers have, peeked out of their homes or started to perhaps look for a missing child, as I'm sure there's more than a few after the mayhem that ensued the festival. One of the most jarring things that you see after kind of like all the blood and mayhem and death and killing and, well, for you guys, a heroic defense of Vallaki. Kind of just a strange thing for you to see. There's signs still posted up everywhere, and they're pretty well intact too, for the most part, that talk about the Festival of Light, how fun it's going to be, and the most disgusting sentence that you see there, just thinking about the fact of what happened, is children's attendance mandatory. It was a thing that
God.
Baron just insisted upon that children must come to the festival. All children must be in attendance for the festival. So the fact is, Vallaki was just struck at their most vulnerable hour. And it's fortunate enough that Brahm is honestly the only child you've seen so far that's been turned. But that sign doesn't bode well for the numbers game here.
Man. I foresee us having to kill a lot of vampire kids.
Unfortunately.
Eternally children, blood-sucking fucking fiends. No.
Yeah, Corvus is just going to go around the festival grounds, destroying any casks of that wine he finds.
Erwin sort of realizes something if he notices you doing this. He thinks about the recent shipment of wine that left town.
Oh no.
Oh no.
And the one that came into town, and where it came from, and the source. He begins to put all these things together and share them with the group. The Great Mash comes from an old mill out in the Lost Woods. Its owner's precarious set of old ladies that live together. They prefer to live in solitude and not be bothered. However, one of them, a little bit more social, wanders the areas of Barovia, selling her pies.
Oh no.
Delicious pies.
Delicious pies indeed.
How does she make them so delicious? Nobody knows.
It's a secret.
I think Corvus knows.
That's not why they're delicious, though. That's why they're forbidden.
It's not cannibalism. I'm not a human, technically.
Yeah, I mean, plenty of human have eaten birds. So, Derek, your conscience
There you-
should be clear, my friend.
There you go. Look at that, murder the shit out of them, but please go on.
It wasn't insinuated well enough before. It is definitely supposed by most people that those pies have an ingredient of a more macabre nature than the madam let on.
She didn't exactly deny the accusation.
That's correct. Well, that being said, he gives you a description of how to reach that area. And you know the area well enough as you traveled out in that general vicinity after the Gravedigger, so it's not somewhere you're entirely unfamiliar with. You even may have recalled spotting that off in the distance as a landmark in your head that's easily forgotten in the rush of events. But with the general vicinity and knowing the source of its creation, demanding an answer seems fitting. Irwin seems to think so, at least. He also, is viciously angry about the turning of his son, and has basically pinned him against the wall with this bite mark on his back, mind you, and has his arms pressed up against the wall, sort of defending him from all of you. The boy is sort of like he did at the end of the combat there, resided to a less feral state than he was when combat first ensued, showing more of his innocence and still resembling human characteristics of a child, though certainly tainted by whatever diseases entered his bloodstream. The turning. For children, it takes longer. It is the same way for our kind. You had not even yet begun to show signs. He just sort of sighs, disappointed, thinking that perhaps the characteristics of being a were-raven could have prevented this disease from affecting him. So, because for lycanthropes, when they're bitten by a vampire, the disease affects them differently. It's almost as if there's a resistance.
That is a good thing to know.
So basically, he's telling us that his son was already a were-raven and then was turned after becoming a were-raven. Essentially, right? That's the information we're getting. I'm just trying to be
Well,
clear.
close, but one correction. His son was sure to become a were-raven, but had not reached really puberty yet when the change would be brought on. And the change, having not occurred yet, doesn't prevent the disease from spreading into his veins and preventing the inevitable, him becoming a vampire. But
yeah, like the immunities he would have been conferred or resistances he would have been conferred he didn't have them yet.
But it seems though Brahm is a strong child, and certainly something in his blood is preventing this disease from spreading as fast as it normally would. Children tend to turn, less quickly, as he said. But even still, Brahm shows signs of resistance to the disease. Like, for instance, his demeanor change in the midst of combat. His sudden sort of a conscience after he bit his father and the reaction of his father. After that, that's when he stopped. And for those of you that, were anywhere near this, I think closest was like Kragnar. I know there there's some other people that were probably close to Kragnar in combat, and I'm struggling to remember now. But whoever was close nearby would have probably observed that easily.
Hey, DM, can I try to remember if there's any cure for early vampirism like that? Trying to see if I know.
Let's think here. Do a nature check for this one.
That's not my best, but I'll do my... Somebody wants to provide me some insights as well by being knowledgeable.
Give me some guidance.
All right. And, well, you see, I would expect a druid to know a lot about nature. Maybe you can provide me some help.
Yeah, I might know more about this.
All right, so I'm gonna try nature check here. Using guidance after that. Oh, that's even with that. Well, let's try with rolling a d4. Well, is it even worth rolling a d4?
Let's see here, 8,
Yeah.
12.
Well,
I'm going to let someone else chime in, so for that 12, I'm going to give someone else the chance to answer for me. But I just need to message them something real quick.
Aaron will wander over to Tarok. Kind of over his shoulder. Be a little too close. Say, there are only 2 things that will prevent someone from becoming a vampire. To kill them and raise them as an undead, or to kill them and then resurrect them.
I think the second option might have more success with a protective father.
Aaron takes a moment to look around. Who here has a resurrection spell?
Corvus speaks up and says he is capable of casting Revivify, but that would certainly not fulfill the requirements you're suggesting. Corvus says that the sort of magic that you're talking about would be on the level of like a miracle, divine intervention.
It would. But passing out of this realm may be his only way to cure that disease.
He's already infected. There is no stopping it now. If he is to die, then he will surely rise as a vampire.
Perhaps it is better for him to pass out of this world, never to come back, if that is his fate. It's not a horrible one. For this is a horrible place, says Father Albright.
Yeah, we got that. Pretty good voice. Tarok's gonna make a heavy sigh and say, Maybe I can try talking to the father. Please don't move
Corvus
until.
will also join the conversation.
Yeah. And
Corvus
please,
wants to ask Erwin about were-ravens. Do were-ravens have some sort of rite of passage or like ritual type of thing they do when they reach the maturity or something like that?
Ah, yes. The passing of the feather. Each of us give one of our feathers to the newest member.
Interesting. I suppose we could try to complete this rite of passage and see if it might help help your son, gain some semblance of resistance that would allow him to live with this affliction perhaps for years. Though he will still likely require blood. But as we are all aware, this can be acquired in less violent means.
Erwin looks at you all with sort of a sign of fear and disbelief about this plan, because the plan would involve essentially killing his son before the infection spreads so deep that the change is irreversible, with the goal that resurrecting him back will bring him back as what he was before.
Yeah.
This is in the realm of what we would call questionable medicine, but it is possible. It's not impossible.
So the
Long
gift of
shot in the dark.
so the gift of the feather would bring him back.
We would likely need to find the most powerful priest in all of Barovia, if such a person even exists.
A more powerful necromancer than myself may also have access to this magic.
But the gift of the feather doesn't incite the change. The change is really incited by the boy's body.
That's what I
It's not a.
He just said he gives him a feather. I get it. It's just a symbolic ritual.
And it is impactful because to shed one's feathers typically means that they are bleeding. It would be the equivalent for humans to bleed. It happens naturally, sort of like, more so probably like for us, your hair falling out, you're getting older, you're aging. But the dropping of feathers is a sign of respect, a sign of unity. You're one of us. And that's really all, like you said, symbolic.
Eric's going to turn to Father Albright and go, do you know in these lands anyone powerful enough to conduct such a rite?
The rite of the passing of the feather? Says Erwin, answering the question
No.
in confusion.
No, I mean the rite of resurrection.
Oh, I gotcha. I've resurrected men before. It doesn't typically go well, and it's not usually a pretty sight. But if it must be done for this poor boy, I will do so.
Do you have all the necessary parts for that ritual?
I don't suppose any of you would have a diamond, he says.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see why we can't attempt this with a Revivify spell. Because they still have to die, right? And that is the requirement.
Aaron seemed to. I was going with Aaron, but yeah, why not?
So, I mean, we could try to help him now, or kill him and hope we get access to a true resurrection spell later.
I think Father Albright confirmed he can do that.
Or-
But if you'd prefer the Revivify spell, I think Aaron might have that.
Yeah. Oh, we might. Yeah, we both might have it.
I think
But if you're implying that Father
I think
Albright
Rafe
has
might have it
access
too.
to that, that sounds like a much better option.
Yep. Yeah, well, he said that he's performed resurrections before. Doesn't usually go well, but he'd be willing to do it in service of the boy.
Does anybody? I don't have a diamond on me, sadly. Although I like the shiny trinkets. Any one of the team has?
I think we
Didn't
should
we
let Father
find-
Albright attempt this. He seems to have more experience than any of us.
No, what I mean is we don't. We need the diamond. That's what he says.
Yeah,
Didn't we find
he
it
was trying to
in-
say that previously that there's components needed, and Garak wisely asked, "Hey, do we have the stuff we need?" And I think Father Albright's response was, we'd need a diamond.
Yeah.
Corvus is going to reach into his pack and take out that case that he looted earlier with that jewelry, that random jewelry that we found, and he's going to look through it and see if any of those gems might be suitable.
Well, the one in the death house, right?
No,
he
much
found
more
it
recently.
in the Baron's manor.
Oh yes.
There's so much that's happened.
Yeah, it's hard to remember.
I was looking
It feels
back
like
through
a lifetime ago.
5 or 6 different sessions that we played through just for some references for potential things that could happen in today's session. And I was like, man, we've done so much. It's awesome.
Yeah, at some point you got to check off some things on some checklist for stuff to actually start happening, It's just like that.
Yeah, that's true. Things trigger other things, but it's fun because some of those things are about to come full circle. And
Yeah.
I
yeah.
see that, of course. You guys, you see it as they come, but I see it, with foresight, and it's. I'm like a giddy schoolgirl every time we come to this session.
Oh, those spies. That's gonna be something.
For sure, man. For sure. The pies they're a vicious setup.
Oh no, I did that on purpose, by the way. That was really on purpose.
I appreciate every part of that. You have no idea.
I'm
guessing
kinda
Corvus
lost.
finds a few diamond rings and he'll lay out the biggest diamond and give it to Father Albright.
Artemis, do you have anything? I think I
Yeah.
heard your voice.
I heard it too.
I was just I'm kind of confused about the pies. Is that something that happened before I came into the
Yes.
game?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Let me give you some clarity
Yeah.
to that. I was actually gonna clip some of the stuff that was references, and I'll start doing that just to be a little bit better prepared for these flashbacks. Because even if you were here, it's hard to remember. But basically, the guys after the death house, pretty much right after the death house, they stumbled into Barovia and they were like, "Whoa, this place is weird." The first thing they see is this lady carrying a bunch of carts. Actually, no, this is after dealing with some things in Barovia. They came across this lady pushing a cart full of meat pies, and they smelled very alluring, which unfortunately lured poor Tarakin, who obviously was playing along a little bit for my sake, which is why I love him. And he ate one of the pies. After eating one of the pies, he sort of realized that the chunky, paste inside was not something that he wanted in his mouth anymore. And I think you spit it out, if I recall correctly. You just
Yeah.
did
One
take a
bite.
bite.
and-
Yeah. a single bite. That's all it took. He was not a fan of her cooking, but they started to get some signs that this woman might not be an old woman, but might be a hag. And after that, they sort of backed off her, let her pass down the road. But then they saw strange things happening. As the cart passed, you saw like a small family, parents really, come out and just kind of look at the cart as it passed sadly. Like they wanted to approach it, but just couldn't bring themselves to do so. And the rumor around town is that those pies are filled with something, like I said, more macabre. Children, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Children pie.
Children pie. And that Morgantha, the lady who goes around selling these pies, she actually makes deals with these people and gets them addicted to her pies to the point where they'll give anything, including their only child. And that was the terrifying story for that session.
That's so funny.
There's a lot of violence committed against children here,
Yeah,
Barovia, huh?
yeah. It's definitely probably not safe for kids. I should probably put that up on YouTube and Twitch. I think it is 18 plus my videos, so you got to sign off on the I'm 18 or whatever to get into this one.
What do you mean? That guy's missing half his face, fighting his brother to death? That's completely for kids. Come on.
Good for kids, Hey, my dad raised me on like Conan and The Exorcist, so I saw this stuff at a very young age, and I'm completely normal with no psychological issues.
Did anybody remember watching Tales of the Crypt when they were a kid?
Oh yeah, I definitely saw Tales from the Crypt. I also saw Tales from the Hood, which is Tales from the Crypt with Snoop Dogg, and that's just next level Tales from the Crypt. So,
I'm sure there's a bunch of people who learned alliteration from the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah,
Well,
at a certain
In
point.
both of them, there's go ahead. I was messing around. Yep.
So, yeah, about this fucking diamond though.
Yes, back to the diamond. So, Corvus, in your set of jewels, you do have several diamonds, and you definitely have several that are worth more than probably 1,000. Some of them are shaped like oval, and those you are sure are worth a lot because they are extremely fine cuts.
Fucking Baron.
Yeah, probably hoarding the whole town's jewelry in there.
He is an unkind and unruly ruler, that is for sure.
Yeah, we haven't seen them yet. That's the thing.
Well, Corvus will hand off one of the suitable gems to Father Albright and put the rest away.
And Eric's gonna move to Orwin while the father gets ready and go like, I know this is gonna be a very tough moment for you. I think you should take a walk with me, and then we can discuss bird to bird about your people here while we try to cure your son.
He is in good hands, friend.
You have been friend to Voloki since you come here. And I trust in you, he says, looking at both Tarak, but finishing his glance looking at Artemine with an intense stare that says that he'll hold you to that.
Alright, so
On the
Tarak,
Raven Queen and her glory, it will be done.
we are kin of a feather. I wouldn't let one of the child of our similar Federich suffer unnecessarily. But you shouldn't be here for what's going to happen next. Please come with me.
I must find Danica and tell her what has happened. She must know.
That sounds like a plan. Let's both go see her and take a walk and talk while the others tried to save your son.
And without further argument, Erwin begins to walk in the direction of the Blue Water Inn.
And Jack's just gonna. Is there a role involved with resurrection?
That is a
I don't-
good question. I don't think there is. I'm pretty sure it's instantaneous.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. It's an instantaneous spell.
All right, good. I won't I won't use an inspiration dice then.
What do you mean, a casting time for the spell itself?
No, it was just if there was to see if there was a success or a fail roll. I would have inspired, but since there's no need for that, I'm just going to keep my
not
dice.
for true
The-
resurrection. No.
The only variable in it is it has to be a willing soul to return to the body.
That's correct. And that's the variable that we're worried about because a vampire doesn't mind living, and nor does a human. But we're going to basically kill the body, and the disease that's infected Brahm, it's formed a part of his soul. Or it's taken over a part of his soul, I should say. Those two parts, they're going to do battle when he dies. Typically, he would go to rest and would be consumed by that other part that's taken over a piece of his soul and would rise as what we all know we don't want him to rise as.
So Artemine walks up to Father Albright and kind of hushedly, as to not let his voice carry across the now eerily quiet town square. We need to restrain the boy.
I believe sometimes you attract people easier back to life if you make them feel good about coming back. Have some good words with the boy. Now let's go talk to his mother. Truck is now gone with Erwin. So. Artemine, Aaron, and Corvus, you guys are there right now. I don't know if Gon maybe is talking and he's on mute right now, but
No, I'm here.
no, good.
I was just waiting
Okay.
for what everybody else was trying to do before we rushed off. Sounded like me and you were headed, well, me being Erwin and Jarek were headed to the Blue Water Inn.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I'm just waiting to see what the other guys are doing.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
was
handed
just-
over the gems, and I'm sticking around for Albright's ritual.
and I'm intent on staking this child.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, don't forget the words of Turok. Talking to the kid might help him want to come back.
Yeah, Father Albright's grudging response, sort of saying like, "We can do this." It doesn't usually work out well, but he is kind of seeming like he's following your response there, Artemine. But Erwin, like I said, he heads in the direction of the Blue Water.
Where we can hold the child down.
Jeez.
Does anybody have any words to offer him?
Yeah, that's what Artemine is like, cautiously walking across the way to Brahm. Very unthreatening, not holding his weapon, just his lantern. He calls out, Brahm, we want to help you. You are sick, and we know a way to help you. Will you come here, please? Come out of the shadows.
Quietly and looking frightened, he does respond to you and begins to walk forward slowly, his back hunched, leaning over like a wounded animal.
All right. That's good. We need you to trust us, Brom. This may be scary, but it is for your sake and your own good. Your mother and your father are waiting for you, but first, we have to help you get better. Will you come closer? And he sort of gestures to Father Albright and to Aaron.
The boy clutches Artemine's waist like he's a familiar family member, feeling obviously some sense of trust towards Artemine, perhaps perceiving some sort of bond between him and his father. And you can see that whatever his affliction, some of him is still a frightened child.
Oh, so he's fairly willing right now. Okay, he's not really being resistant.
Yeah, if anything, it's more just fear in the sense of what's occurred, probably shock, and that's the look on his face at the moment. He's taking everything that's happened within the last, we'll say, hour and 30 minutes, and trying to process it all in his 11-year-old, 12-year-old mind.
So, Artemine kind of, gives him a pat on the back and shoulders, and then kind of stoops a little bit down onto his level so he's a little bit more eye to eye. You are strong, Brom, Erwin's son. I can see that by the way you have resisted the turn. You will need to fight.
It
Do not be afraid.
It itches and it burns all through my veins. And you can hear the pain through his gritted teeth. And it does sound genuine.
You poor child. He kind of gives him kind of like a hug, like an actual hug, not letting him like just grip around his waist. And in the process, while he's holding him, he pulls a stake from his pouch and plunges it into the back of the child, directly into his heart.
The boy quivers for a moment in Artemine's arms before going limp. His blood streams down the back of his clothing.
May the Raven Queen guide your soul back to your body. He kind of whispers into his ear as he lays him down.
Put him here,
Father
Albright says.
Oh, okay, yeah. He picks him up, lays him down where Father Albright is preparing.
Oh, he's right there with you.
Oh,
yeah, no, you're good. You're doing good. I just was trying to go alongside you.
And then he steps back and lets Father Albright do his thing while he says some words to himself and the Raven Queen.
elders serve this boy well. I once lost my faith. It is returned to me. Perhaps he can return as well. Father Albright closes his eyes and he begins to speak in a language that I don't think any of you are familiar with. At least not on your character sheets. Though by the end of your travels with Father Albright, perhaps some of you will be fluent. He says a prayer in Latin.
Meh.
And after 3 minutes of his constant prayer, he opens his eyes. Give me the gem, he says, holding his hand out to Corvus.
Corvus hands the gem over and takes a few steps back.
He holds in his hand the beautiful looking gem with his palm open to the skies. And with his head down, he briefly looks up skyward. And all of you that are standing around him, that are curious enough to look up, would see the mists that are constantly surrounding and above your head, like a gigantic dome that keeps you here in this wretched land, are swirling and tormentous. Perhaps in anger of what is about to occur. But in complete revolt, Father Albright touches his hand to the boy and completes another brief prayer. As he does, the diamond in his hand glows bright, a shining white light, that for a moment brings a light to this place that it has not seen for many years. But it's gone in a moment. The boy doesn't move for a moment. And you fear the worst has happened. But then he gasps, coughing, his eyes open, and they're the beautiful brown that you saw when he was a giddy young boy streaming through the Blue Water Inn, first time you saw him, chasing his brother. Father, Mother, where am I? Brahm says, in a voice that sounds confused, but lucid.
You were on the brink of a turn, child. However, we were able to snatch you back from the jaws of sanguine death. How do you feel?
He looks confused, his brow furrowed, and also sort of like he's beginning to realize that he's surrounded by a bunch of people that he does not know in the town square. And there's a certain few visuals here that I think begin to startle him.
Oh, he doesn't remember anything.
He doesn't seem to, that's for sure, but he's like taking it all in as he's looking around the town now, almost as if he's woken from some sort of a dream. And he's like just stricken. He doesn't have a response. His bottom lip quivers, trying to speak, but he's too busy taking in the sights of horror that surround what is once a peaceful place in his home.
Aaron comes forward and covers his eyes with his gauntleted hand and says, "Close your eyes, child. There are many things here you should not see. Come, let us get you back to your father."
Letting you guide him, not objecting in any way. The child sort of holds on to the back of your hand, keeping it pressed there, glad for the relief that the blocking of his vision provides for the moment, I think.
And Aaron will gently lead him at his own pace to the Blue Water Inn.
You can feel
Behind.
tears stream into your palm as you hold your hand there, all the way back to the Blue Water Inn. And the zombies in tow. Just leaving the kid back there, zombies walking behind him.
Yeah, they'll come with me. Why not?
Oh, it's very stylistic. I wanted to know if that was a thing or not, or if they're just
Oh
chilling.
yeah, that's how Aaron's rolling
Yeah.
from now on, probably.
Yeah, entourage.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Really stinky one.
They're freshly dead.
You know people shit themselves when they die, right?
He's got armor on. He won't smell it through there.
He's a bit ripe. All right, well, with quick work being done on Brahm here, you take him back to the Blue Water Inn, where Tarak and Erwin had traveled to meet Danica and let her know what had happened. Your timing is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
Erwin's going to get Father of the Year for leaving you guys to take care of his children.
Hey man,
I
if
mean-
Aaron is good at nothing, he's good at dramatic timing.
That's right.
As far as we're concerned or have observed, yeah, that's entirely true.
Well,
Besides, I don't think that Erwin could have been up to the task of taking out his own son.
Oh,
at
no.
least
I was-
not having it without having it crack his psyche.
I was 100% willing to do that too if no one else would.
Oh well, you know Artemis. He loves his steaks.
the scene back at the Blue Water Inn is a much more peaceful one when Aaron arrives back, as Danica certainly rushes forward to embrace her son. And Bray, his brother, comes rushing around from behind the bar, yelling his brother's name repeatedly until he clashes into him, clutching him closely and staying as close as possible to him. You realize in that moment that they're twins. Something if you didn't realize before.
He's actually gonna wipe away with one of his feathers away one tear. But then he's gonna take out his lute and do a gentle song about loved ones being gone far away but finding their way back home.
And I advise his mother and father that he may need consoling, for he's been through quite a traumatic experience, having died and then been ripped from the afterlife back into his body to see the horrors of what the town has become.
I'm curious as to whether or not the wife, Mother Danica, was made privy to that plan before you just said that.
Strahd did not give any details.
She looks like she's in utter shock and looking at her husband like he's further in the doghouse for having left his child and not informed her of these plans in the time that he's been back. He accepts his scolding.
If it makes any difference to you, there was no other way.
Well, in the very least, we have both of our boys back. Now all that's left to do is make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. She nods at Erwin, in understanding that she may be taking over the bar for a short period of time.
I think everyone, we need to have a talk about having so many people with dark feathers in the area.
Speak freely, friend. This is a safe place.
Well, my form is quite permanent. I see that your form is temporary. We are to assume that you are Wayraven, aren't you?
Your assumption would be correct.
Are you here as part of an organization or just native to the area?
I am not native to these lands, no. However, my affiliation is not one that is casually shared, even amongst trusted friends. But I do not deny that yes, I am a part of an organization.
Well, we did resurrect your son, but yes, I understand why some people want to keep some secrecy about.
You must understand it is not personal towards you, Tarek. This is a
No.
vow of secrecy that I have taken. Unless, of course, you have interest in joining.
The current organization I work with would take probably some exception to that. So we are all working for someone. All good. We understand each other.
And each of us have our own encumbrances. Right now, mine is protecting this great mesh from touching the lips of any other innocent victims. And I must humbly ask your aid in doing so. I cannot be in two places at once, you see, nor direct my efforts in such a way.
Excellent news. I was about to ask your help, so seems our goals align quite well on this one. Would Doe also ask you for another favor while we go off hunting some?
I am already in your debt. You need not ask. Just speak it and I will try to make it so.
two of our friends were caught in the chaos of the town square. Arena and Ismark. It seems Ismark is probably wounded at this point. We would like you for your family to host them and protect them while we're gone hunting some workers.
That is completely acceptable, and Ismark and Irina will be welcome guests here. I fear the amenities they had before may be inadequate.
We much appreciate your host capabilities. Language barrier here. Sorry, guys.
Hospitality.
Hospitality. There you go. That's even the same word in French. Why did I not know that?
I got you covered, buddy.
Hey,
Thank you.
I knew exactly what you said immediately, so language barrier be damned.
So your hospitality is unmatched. Thank you very much, friend. It will be much appreciated. It will make us feel much more at ease while we go off into the jaws of the darkness and get us some hag to put on the skewer.
I am for Barovia to catch the other cart before it reaches them.
Sounds good to me.
So,
Anybody else want to chime in?
I was just gonna suggest that we all congregate in the inn real quick. Invite Father Albright to accompany the rest of them as we round up Irina and Ismark.
Yeah, Corvus is gonna, heal up Irina and Ismark if they need it, and help get them back to the inn with Father Albright and Artemine. And Kragnar.
Kragnar! I got Kragnar.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Kragnar would absolutely have already told Irina that he was gonna carry Ismark.
I was gonna say, I kind of feel like that is exactly what would happen to you, bro. So I agree with you.
I'm telling you, equal opposite.
Yeah, I feel like you could easily be Kragnar in Kragnar's absence, because you guys are like spirit animals on the equal opposite scale or whatever. But no, yeah, Kragnar would have, I think, definitely probably lifted Ismark up for Irina. Maybe with a slight debate from her, but Irina and Kragnar have sort of formed a close friendship over their time spent together. She allows him, as Ismark once allowed him, carry her. And Kragnar is basically just capturing some debts from the Kolyanovich family here. But yeah, he takes the body back to town, I'd say, and back to the Blue Water Inn where Ismark can be properly taken care of. He's got massive gashes in his chest from where a vampire just clawed at him twice, put him down for the count, at least for that entirety of that combat. And at the moment, he's looking pretty pale, like he's lost a lot of blood. And Irina would probably be just extremely concerned about her brother at this point, slightly distracted from your guys' current task. And while she would want to join you normally to aid, as she's sort of already in your debt for getting her here, and has kind of become a quasi-party member, her and Ismark. At the moment, she's just completely concerned with her brother and making sure that he's okay.
Along the way, I believe Artemine would try to assuage her fears and her worry as to whether or not she needs to pay us back. Don't just take care of your brother. Stay alive long enough for us to be able to return to you.
I'm guessing Corvus would have helped heal him up a little bit, stabilize him.
Of course.
Perfect. All right.
I cast healing spells and everything I could as well.
And I missed just the end of what, or the beginning of what you said there, Artabine. You were saying to.
The beginning, just that he's kind of like assuaging Irina's worries.
Got
that
it.
She's like worried A, about her brother, but B, about repaying whatever she thinks she owes us. Kind of telling her, you don't owe us anything.
Cool. Got it.
What a word, assuaging.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Such verbose.
It's a very diplomatic word, isn't it?
Can assuage me anytime.
Yeah, it just implies calm down.
Yeah, just like soothing them, Maybe
Your concerns shall be assuaged.
quelling their fears and saying, "Hey, just calm down a little." I like it. But the fact that you say that, she looks at you with sort of a look that she hasn't given you thus far, Artamine. I don't know if you've had a chance to connect with her on that sort of level, but she gives you just a look of gratitude for your kindness, and you can see that in her eyes. She just pauses for a moment. She touches your hand and she just grips it firmly, and then lets it go and nods to you without a further word. And she continues to tend to her brother, who's being carted up the stairs by Kragnar at the moment.
All right. So we have our team, Were-Raven, and the father, who seems less holy by the minute. I think our team is. I guess we have a pretty strong team to go some hunting, some pie making, wine corrupting hags.
What about Yevgeny?
Yes. He will be a problem for sure.
You wanna? We're going out to hunt, so at this point we might just do if we want, we can do a little sidestep here and one more vampire down. I'm all for that.
Kill two birds with one stone.
And also in the RP chat, just to remind you guys, I think you had sent Aaron one of your guys after. No, you were sending Soldar after Yevgeny, were you not? Or did I mess that up?
Soldar with the intention of him helping us track Yevgeny.
Got it.
Since he's a hunter.
Okay.
So he should be here with me in this posse.
Yeah, Zoldar is just chilling, staggering around the town as a zombie now. So he's also not a vampire, guys. He was bitten, if you recall, but he died and then was risen as the dead. He is.
Oh, you targeted him as one of your spells.
Yeah.
Oh,
so he is now walking dead and also very big and still wielding his gigantic sledgehammer.
Love it.
You got yourself a bodyguard.
I got myself 3 bodyguards.
I wasn't following at first, but then I realized, no way, you raised him as a zombie, you.
Yeah, one of the things I'm trying to do a better job of is just narrate things that happened more than once, because I feel like it's impossible to remember everything that happens, and not obviously repeating everything twice, but
I welcome the recaps.
Yeah, just little recaps like that. Hey, what happened to Soldar? How's he doing? But the effects more so. so you guys have an understanding of what is happening to him as well as what has happened to him and how that can be beneficial or perhaps not beneficial to your party.
Exactly.
Depends on what light it's viewed in.
Right, I mean, and what's happening, I guess, so. Soldar stands kind of just staggering around in the middle of the square still.
Oh, I would probably give him a silent command to come to the Blue Water Inn. Just to have all of my people together.
You might want to put them in your hole while we are in town.
Join the entourage.
Yeah. They don't have to stay 2 feet away the whole time, stinking up the place.
I see little point in that.
Father Albright stays just outside the threshold of the bar. Almost like Vasily did at the church.
Interesting.
And he's also smoking just furiously. He's been chain smoking since you guys approached the bar. Sorry if I just moved someone's mini.
I agree with Father Albright. We should go after Yevgeny. The hags at the mill will still be at the mill at a later date.
And you know what? Vampires, 1 vampires, 2 vampires. We can always make it all work.
Well, we managed to contain what happened here quite well. It would be a shame if one in particular managed to escape, yes. We could make this job quite clean if we clean up this loose end. Because Yevgeny knows these people well.
And I'll
And
send
is
his brother.
It's assuredly going back to his masters.
Soldar's zombified form mutters, Yevgeny.
Corvus says, this is a good thought. Maybe we'll have a chance to track these pathetic spawn that keep harrying us in town and track them to their resting places so we can stake them there for once and for all.
Speaking of once and for all, Father Albright, you seem to have considerable experience in combating these wretched creatures. Do you know of a way that we might eliminate them from the board entirely? Both times we have fought them, they have seemingly returned unfazed.
Corvus sighs, feeling unheard.
You're kind of shocked at the father's surprise because his straight face, normally pretty stoic, turns to a grin and starts laughing. What do you think I'm doing here? There is only one solution, my friend. Kill all of them. The boy we spared today, the tricks, the magic. Never seen something like that work before. But I can tell you, I won't be willing to try it again.
Fair enough.
This is not
all of them.
Oops, sorry.
Go ahead.
This is not a land to be played with. And the ruler of it does not appreciate taking from his private stocks. That boy was called upon. But we took him back. Now we'll have to give something back. That's how this place works.
The only thing I intend to give him is a swift death.
And I find myself in good company.
And in response, he gestures back to Corvus. Corvus believes that we must find these vampire spawn and stake them in their coffins. Would you concur?
To put them to rest permanently? Yes.
Indeed.
Yes, it's true. We must find where they rest. Stake them in their home. In their place of rest. But the myth of vampires sleeping in coffins is untrue. Some, sure. I've killed a fair few. Wood coffin, steel coffin, stone coffin. All of the like. But I've also killed them sleeping, hanging from their feet, in their place of rest, in their home. And that will do the trick. He's saying this like he's fucking relishing. You're hearing a surgeon talk about doing surgery on a brain or something like that at a dinner table.
Yeah.
Everybody else is
He's
like, what's wrong with this
loving
guy?
this.
Yeah, he's just...
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
I was
is-
a little
this is
afraid that
passion.
his solution
this
to
is-
every
yeah.
vampire was just to cut its head off.
Well, I
This
mean,
is
in a sense,
passion.
there's lots of different stages of vampirism, you know? And we interacted with a lot of them so far. But at this point, you know, when you reach the point of being a vampire, like, you know, Strahd, for instance, to give you an example, he's a full-fledged vampire. David,
You're gonna have to get creative.
yep, David,
Real creative.
Marco, the vampires that you guys were fighting that poofed off and fucked off after you killed them, all of them went back to their place of rest after they died. And Father Albright tells you that. He tells you, you know, the mist, it has a way of calling them back home. And that's the magic of this place. And the magic of this place is... It's not magic, it's the madness of this place. That's what he describes it as. So that's what I'm going to call it from now on. So whenever I refer to the madness of this place, it's the magic of the mist that I'm talking about for your own reference.
Corvus speaks up and says that he figures that their resting place can't be too far, considering how quickly they attacked the town in repeated succession.
Well, we'll
We
certainly
fought them here
find out.
twice within a day, after all.
Well, we'll
So you're-
certainly find out.
Sorry,
Send. Oh, go ahead.
I was trying to hear exactly what that question was so I could understand it fully, but I didn't catch the first part of it. Your question, Corvus, about
I wasn't
regeneration?
asking the question. Corvus was saying that he figures the vampire's resting place can't be
Oh.
far, since we fought them here in town twice within like the course of a day or two.
Got it. Yep. All right, got it. That
So
makes
he's
sense. So
doing
you're
the
saying
math in his head,
proximity.
figuring they can't
Okay.
be too far away. You know,
Okay.
the crypt, the resting place.
Got it. My bad. Go ahead, Aaron. Sorry.
We can certainly find out. I'll send Yevgeny's brother to track him. And as Zoldar enters the Blue Water Inn, I wave my hand and give him the mental command to track his brother.
Corvus nods and says, "Yes, this was a smart call."
You hear that sound of just metal scraping on concrete as the hammer that Zoldar carries just drags on the ground lazily. He still grips onto it with the rigor mortis grip of a dead man, but it is just limply hanging at the ground as he drags it behind him.
I love this.
This is my kind of over-described.
Yeah, there's nothing at risk here. He complies, and you see him just kind of limp his way out of the Blue Water Inn in the direction, actually in the direction that you guys would be headed to from just for your information. So Yevgeny ran in the direction of the Lost Woods, the same place that our friend the Gravedigger, same direction the Gravedigger had exited the town of Alaki and walked out into the woods. So you're kind of familiar with that direction, that area a little bit. You've been there before. You've seen some things there before. And I want to say that I can do this because Kragnar's not here. Kragnar remembers. Kragnar, remember windmill in distance. When Erwin begins to describe where that wine's produced at. And that's kind of where you guys have been prescribed by Erwin to go to. in terms of, holding up your end of helping him. He's going to head towards Barovia. You guys would head out to these old ladies out in the Lost Wood who, run this winery at this mill. And hopefully just have a nice, pleasant conversation with them about why the Great Mash number 3 is turning people into vampires.
This cursed winery at this hell mill.
Yeah, it's going to be something horrible. All right, since we're going to be heading into that, our destination is set. Corvus is going to take his rest. We need some recuperation before we head out, right, guys?
Yeah, I'm almost out of spell slots completely.
No, this time I didn't have to do too much silver barbs, so I'm good.
I'm okay. Recall. Wizards have arcane recovery. You can get some of those slots back.
Arcane Recovery has a limit on the slot level.
Man,
though,
y'all are
doesn't it?
like
Yeah.
full health too. All right.
It's happier level, I think.
Oh, I can get a level 2 slot back. Okay. I mean, yeah, if we want to go now, I can go now. I mean, I do have an ability to protect myself.
I'm just thinking the longer we wait, the farther Yevgeny gets from us.
Oh. Didn't we have some unidentified magical objects?
Yes.
I mean, we can-
Speaking of that, Corvus is going to reach into his pocket and hand the one that he got over to Aaron, because he can't identify it anyway.
Making casual conversation, Father Albright says to whoever's closest to the door, "Who's that snob?" Fancy clothed Vasily walks guiding a few children and what looks to be some perhaps scared parents or uncles, relatives, back towards the church of St. Andrew's. And he's sort of like putting his hand on their shoulder one by one, stopping really at the bar, sort of guiding them back in the direction of St. Andrew's, which is just behind the Blue Water Inn, of course. Before striding in the direction of the Blue Water Inn. And Father Albright says this sort of as he's walking up. "Good evening," he says, looking to walk past you. But you're blocking the door pretty well at this point, so he does stop. Pardon me.
Let the poor men step in, guys.
Father Albright doesn't budge a step. He's just sort of waiting for Artemine's cue, and that's what he's doing. He's looking right at Artemine.
I've seen you in the memory of one dead Baron's son.
Oh, yes. The boy is dead then. It is a pity. And what does his memories tell you? He says this pointed, suddenly changing his focus to you instead of heading into the bar, or the inn, or tavern, whatever you want to call it.
Warrington.
You are responsible for his obsession with the arcane, and indirectly, his turn.
How deeply did you plunge into the boy's memory? Vasily asks you.
Deep enough to know that your hands are not clean.
Perhaps not. I am certainly guilty of making the wrong choice with the boy. I had a mind to guide him, to help him away from the evils that would consume him. But he was convinced that a powerful force in this land was talking to him. But he was deceived. He did not want to listen to me. He was passionate.
You wished to guide him similar to how you are guiding these people now?
Yes, to help him to safety. I am not from Vallaki, but I have a home here. And when I travel here, I have always felt welcome. And as though this is a second home to me. I would not want to see harm befall the people of Vallaki. Farm can befall them, that's cool. They can have pumpkins and stuff.
Spooky season.
I'm sizing this guy up. Because, like, I buy it, but I don't buy it.
Yeah, he's definitely giving too good to be true vibes. I mean, in a town like Vallaki, there's not many people like Erwin and Danica, really. Erwin and Danica kind of like are the most hospitable, the most kind towards others, and even they're a little bit shady and kind of reserved into themselves for obvious reasons. But yeah, he's giving off too good to be true vibes. Why don't you go ahead and roll insight?
Insight check.
Durok's gonna come by and just stand behind and just look with Artebean and just give him his opinion, helping him out, figuring out the true intentions.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll this with advantage.
Oh, okay. With advantage. Good. I will need it.
Yeah, the reason being because you have some context into this guy.
God damn it, I rolled 2 7s.
So, like, your suspicion is like, you ever like, you felt like someone was just no good, and you'd be like, nope, you're bad for sure, and you've never given them a chance, and then you spend some time with them, and you're like, oh no, I was wrong, they're not that bad. That's kind of what's happening right now. You are dead set on the fact that this guy is up to no good, probably from the time you saw him, just because he's shady and sketchy looking, rich. Looks like he could be probably connected with the Baron in some way. Was also doing shady stuff with Henrik. You've got all sorts of reasons to think this guy's up to no good. But you also don't have any real solid proof besides what you saw in the boy's mind that he was aiding him, teaching him magic, trying to show him how a teleportation circle works, perhaps so he wouldn't blow himself up or someone else. But also, you don't have any memories of him, directly being influenced by Vasily in a way that he was telling him to, poison the Great Mash, or we're gonna, there's no like caught you red-handed moment or memory that you can capture from those recollections you have. So all you have to go on is this feeling. And I want to say it sinks into the pit of your stomach that you do not trust this guy. Right here, right now, in this moment. But that's all you're going to get from the inside check.
Yeah, it was a pitiful inside check.
Does my 17 passive insight concur?
If you're standing there listening towards the door, Corvus, I would say the 17 passive insight. You think that the too good to be true in Vallaki is a rule to live by. And I would say you have the same sense of this man. Too good to be true. Kind and helping this boy. So what are his reasons for wanting to help this boy? I would say would be the thoughts that rise to your mind first. Or at least the most obvious sense of scrutiny towards him. Oh yeah, you're helping the boy? Well, why? Why were you helping him? So explain your way out of that one.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, I was
more to
actually
the
gonna-
story.
I was actually gonna step forward with Aaron and ask that exact question, like, what were your goals with the boy?
Yeah, I think that's fair for passive insight too. Like, you'd be wondering why. You know, so if you're wondering why and you inquire, his response would probably be, there are choices we must make sometimes. And sometimes we make the wrong ones. I could have turned the boy into the Baron. Sure. And risk him ousting me, putting me in this stockade. Or calling out his only son for committing heinous crimes against the town of Valaki. Or I could try to help the boy in secret. And one day help the town of Valaki more so by doing so. I have failed. Either way. It is enough guilt for me to carry without you reminding me or shaming me. But if any more explanation is needed, I suppose my failure dictates I suffer your scrutiny. And he says this like mildly insulted, but also like humbly modest, like about like he understands why you're skeptical of him. Again, just too fucking good to be true. Quit being so smarmy and perfect. And his hair looks great.
I see that in his beard too.
No, his hair and his beard are like immaculate. Like he spent
Nicely,
the amount of time combing them that Marsha Brady spends combing her hair.
nicely plucked eyebrows.
Oh yeah, he's a beautiful man.
Funny.
So you just decided to help the boy out of the goodness of your own heart.
Like I said, this is a second home to me. And I am a man of people. I believe the people of this land are all my family, in some way or another. I was doing my best to protect him.
Well, after what this happened to this town, it's going to need the guidance of every wise individual it can get. And I hope you have learned your lesson and intend to apply that wisdom a little more wisely.
And I just saw your comment and YouTube Wraith. Are you in? Are you in the game? Okay. You're able to control your mini and whatnot.
Yeah.
Cool. That's hilarious that you put that on the YouTube chat or Twitch or whatever you're watching on. Drop those comments, gentlemen. Drop those comments.
Engagement.
Mash that subscribe button.
Yeah.
Leave
No
a
sponsored
like.
content.
Yeah, definitely hit me up on Discord if you're having any game difficulties, though. I only check those comments every once in a while. By the way, just so we have an idea of what Wraith has been up to or where he's at, I think, just want to put the spotlight on you for a minute, Wraith, not to put you on the spot or anything, but that's exactly what I'm going to do. So your character kind of broke away from the party before the combat had started last session, and when that happened, what happened to you?
So, on my journey, I met a hag. I met a beautiful woman at first, and I was attracted to her because she had some amazing smelling food. I smelled something, I I couldn't resist it.
Oh no.
So I approached her, and I asked for one of them. And, it went well. It was a good pie. It filled me up, but after a while, things started changing. Things started shifting. My perceptions changed, and I lost sight of where she went. I couldn't tell where I was, and I was stuck in that state for a long time. I barely got out of it recently, with the help of the priest in the
Turok.
church. They found me.
Turok can relate with you on that one.
Those dastardly
She got
meat
you
pies,
too?
bro.
Did
She
she
hit
get
you
you
with the-
too?
She got me partially.
Oh.
And I get the feeling you got, my friend. No worries about it, no shame. They were delicious pies.
It's a good pie, I don't have that flavor a lot.
Remind you
I
guys.
like you
that
had
you're
withdrawal
talking about how
symptoms for like 3
delicious
days.
children pie is.
You don't need to remember that part. Yep, I still remember the images, and that's all I remember. And yep, I will definitely be stabby when we meet that fucking disgusting hag.
Got the wrong kind of veal.
Definitely the wrong kind of veal. Oh my god.
Ugh, nope.
I
We'll
mean,
never-
I guess the definition still technically counts.
Yeah, no, you can't keep that one. Keep raising dead bodies over there.
All right. So I don't really know how to resolve this with this guy. Do we let him keep going on? Like, should we separate him from these people? Like, this
So-
is sketchy still.
You're like, we're gonna do something. We're not letting this creepo get away. We're just gonna go hit him on the back of the head real quick, drag him out of the bar, and leave him on the side of the road.
Crack a fucking beer.
Down in the bottom right corner, I was like, oh, well,
There's an X
That'll
there.
explain it.
yep. Let me just make sure stream's back up and everything. It looks like it's good. The stream didn't get affected somehow.
You have backup internet for your internet? Cause nope, never mind. I'm gonna say Tailspire is fine, but I lied.
No,
It's
definitely
mine.
not. Yeah, I was at the menu. Sorry about that, guys.
Oh,
My
good.
internet's just so bad that it just now registered there was an issue.
Somehow the stream survived. Well, that's cool.
Hmm.
But
Very good.
Stream was
We
on
don't-
backup power.
We don't want to have another instance of part 2, part 3, part 4.
oh my god, yeah, that was hilarious.
Let's see how many parts we can get up to. Come on, guys.
It was really not easy to label those too. As I went back, I was like, "Dear Lord, this sucks."
Where the fuck are we at?
So I had to like figure out which video was which because the dating system in YouTube just really isn't well. Like GUI sucks. We'll just say that. Doesn't display dates of videos very easily, where you can look at a group of them and go, "Oh, this one was made then," or whatever. You can organize them by oldest to newest, which is what I ended up doing.
There you go. Really using your brain there.
Yeah, just using the tools that God gave me.
I appreciate it.
God-given noodle.
So it's kind of a wet noodle.
Well, if it was dry, you'd be dead.
That's probably true. Alright, well, yeah, with Vasily still kind of just standing here looking to gain entrance to the bar, obviously had some sort of purpose. If you wouldn't mind, I have words for Erwin like to pass?
I'm not on my computer right now, but I would very, very slowly, with like ultra death suspicion eyes, step to the side.
All right, Derek's gonna do the same. Gotta retcon what I said earlier.
And I wasn't really standing in the way of the door in the first place. I'm just standing like to the side.
Same for Corvus. He wasn't blocking him.
Father Lucian, not Father Lucian, sorry. Father Albright looks at Artemine and kind of just confirms the same feeling you have and says, "That one has a stink about him."
We will have to make sure we keep an eye out for any other interactions he may be having with the suspicious of this town.
Aye. Vasily heads over to Erwin and, taking caution to kind of pull him away from the group, whispers something in his ear for about 45 seconds. And Erwin's just sort of nodding the entire time that this is happening. In agreement or understanding, you're not really sure which. After which, he promptly leaves the bar. Or inn or tavern.
What of the villagers in tow?
Oh, the villagers that were in tow had already head towards the Church of St. Andrew. Sorry, they were just kind of like being guided in that direction. And then as the train continued on, Vasily kind of just had stopped at the entrance of the bar, and seeing them off to St. Andrews, he just entered the Blue Water Inn to exchange words with Vasily, but was stopped short at the door.
Word. Well, that's
Alright.
good. That kind of relieved my word.
Yeah, they he looked like he was trying to guide them back to safety, and he also wasn't as well kept as he was. He wasn't completely unscathed. He did have signs that he had been fighting in the midst of the chaos, and perhaps
That's
defending town members from the look of him guiding some back home. That's kind of the
That is
impression that he gave off, at least.
Yeah, of course, it's going to look like that. That's
Yeah.
the best way to manipulate people. All right. Durak's going to just make his way towards Erwin after Vasily's left and just go like, "So, what did our extremely friendly and helpful friend over there have to say, if you don't mind?"
I think Artemine also follows Tarok in this interaction. One computer.
He told me that the Baron is hiding in the town square. The Baroness and a small ordinate of guards. That they boarded themselves in there, awaiting a safe exit. And that I should take time to go over there before I leave town.
Astrid is still alive?
Perhaps
I
we should
don't know.
remedy that problem.
Yeah, I don't know if we should let them have their safe exit.
God damn, those vampires can't do a fucking job correctly.
No, they couldn't apparently. Well, they were too busy fighting us, to be fair.
No.
Say we didn't really give them an opportunity to do
Nope.
too much.
And just because I think there has been some downtime in the midst of all of this, even as I describe what's been happening throughout this session, I think between end of last session and right now, there's been some downtime. So, Artemine, have you had any chance, from your perspective, to read through the moldy old journal of the Baron? That's how it's described in my notes, so that's why I always refer to it as the moldy old journal.
I think I would definitely have kind of not necessarily deep dived into it, but maybe scrolled through it a tad. I don't think he ever ended up sending me those journal entries though, so I can't say whether or not I have.
Yeah, yep. I definitely didn't. There's a couple things that these journal entries reveal to you. And one that I'll share with you if you peeked into that book at all. I want to say you probably flipped back to where you ended, and you had saw, him disciplining his boy and the argument that they had gotten into, and some just personal entries that he made about punishments that he'd given to servants for really meaningless reasons. But beyond that, you hadn't read much else. So, like, the next page would have given you some insight as to some of the hidden facts that weren't being shared about the investigation of the missing people. And one of those was that there's a heavy suspicion that these children are being taken to an old mill. And there's rumors around the town of Barovia that children are being taken and made into pies by a wandering woman. Now you have knowledge to the contrary, however, right?
We have,
or at least a conflicting theory, that these children are being given somewhere by the Baron's son, teleported to some place, perhaps, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what shook out basically from the detect thoughts probing.
Mm-hmm.
So their investigation is either a sham or they're just incompetent.
It's more like they had different ideas and he had no idea that his son was actually doing it. So he's actually not guilty.
And if Vasily was supposed to be the sorcerer or wizard who was helping, and he turned out to be trying to give aid to a young boy who was learning magic and was worried that he might hurt himself or others, then who is urging him to further this plot?
Yeah, no, Vasily's full of shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did you share that with the group, or did you...
Sorry to have
I believe
to everybody.
After he departs, I mean, obviously we all have our suspicions, and we're kind of like, yeah, fuck this guy. Artemine would probably put the dots together like right then and there, and say, yeah, wait a second, no, fuck this guy.
That's kind of why I shared it now. So, like, that information where you may have gained it, I think I was saying that to you last time too. I was like, some of this stuff you're gonna learn it and it's gonna click in. So this is why I'm giving it to you in that fashion. So it clicks in better.
Yeah, he's clearly either in bed with the hags or Strahd.
It's got to be one or the other, or everybody is gonna get hit by surprise by something. That's, I mean, like, something could sure blindside you, but the most logical explanations right now are certainly those two things. I would agree.
Well, this campaign has been pretty predictable. We've seen every single turn coming at us, of course. Sarcasm.
Every time. Every time. Some things eventually I will make predictable just for the fun of it, you know? Get you feeling like nothing can be predictable, and then just make things predictable.
It's like fucking curveball without being straight. Like,
That's right. And then throw the change up.
Gan is the mother of all curveball throwers.
I don't know about that. This has just been a fun group to run things for.
I was going to say my short rest is only 2 hours, so do you think if I could get that much downtime before we in the meantime, or no?
Yeah, like, I would say retroactively you could have had that much downtime.
2 hours.
You
And
know,
I need at least a 2-hour short rest to even use my recovery thing.
you need to be down for that. So maybe not retroactively then, because you've been pretty active this whole time. So
Yeah.
let's say you know, it would be probably the maximum amount of rest you want to take at this urgent moment, where
Most I could get. Yeah.
you know, you're sort of tracking down something that's left the town, and perhaps, you know, are going to be too late as is. But, you know, you have to also know your limits. So, very, very important to take risks.
Yeah, I mean, if we got to rest, we got to rest.
Yep.
It is what it is. Fucking.
Yeah.
The show must go on.
so, do we want to talk to the Baron before we leave? Because I seem to, from what the information we just gained, it seems like he was being misled into thinking that his son was not involved. Or do we want to go right away and hunt some?
Well,
Bang.
Well, we
Erwin's
could be like,
intent.
I think for the good of Velaki, the Baron and Izak need to go, at the very least.
say, at the very least, we could be like, hey, yo, we just killed your son. All right, we're out of here.
Or we could be like, hey, yo, we just killed your son, and now it's time to kill you too.
It's your
Right.
turn.
All right, well, maybe go some a little bit more explanations before we do this stabbing.
We're
But
gonna
yeah,
do
sure.
that.
A large
Yeah,
portion
we
of the
might not need
Locky
rest.
Guard has been wiped out. So much so that some of the, you know, more capable farmers and hunters are sort of like, you know, standing guard at the town, the town wall. This is a Valachian disarray for sure. The leader is apparently boarded himself up. His house is completely unguarded.
You know what? This city is a farm, basically, for Strahd.
That's kind of how I was thinking of it too.
And these stand-in guards would probably not challenge us, seeing one,
What we did to the vampire
what we did
invaders.
to the vampires, and two, me walking around with zombies at
man.
my heel.
Jeez.
So
All
we're
right,
gonna
if you
go.
guys want to go and confront him right now before we rest, I'm cool with that.
Erwin had mentioned that he's intent on going to
Talk to the mayor.
quote unquote meet with the Baron before we leave anyway, and I was under the assumption that Erwin is accompanying us on our way to find both Yevgeny as well as the hag. So
Yes.
it only makes sense. It only makes sense that we either before or after the rest make our way to where the Baron is holed up before leaving town.
Sounds good. All right,
Just
we're
one,
gonna go that way.
Just one minor
go ahead.
correction to that. Erwin is headed in the direction of Barovia, and which is basically back the same direction that you guys had originally come from. He's headed in that direction because there's a cart of Great Mash number 3 headed to the city, and it's going to be sold there. So he doesn't want the same thing to happen to Barovia that's happened here at Valaki. So his intent is divide and conquer. I'm going to Barovia. You guys go deal with the hag situation and track down Yevgeny, because he's basically the last of the Mohicans in terms of the vampires that, you know, attacked the town of
Good one.
Valaki.
Good reference.
Okay. All right. Well, regardless, we can meet with the Baron all at once and then depart from there.
Yep, sounds
So
good.
rest and then
And I would
confront
say,
the
to your
Baron.
point, he would stick with you until you guys left town, and then he'd leave to head to Barovia, because he probably needs to rest too after all this shit. His son freaking died, came back to life. And I guess he wants some family downtime for a little while too.
Yep.
All right, so we're going to see the mayor now, Baron.
I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right,
Yeah.
that's all right.
Done with that.
Let's go kick some ass. So we're all going to move to the town square then.
All right. I'm going back
I'm down to
inside
my
now.
last second and third level spell slot, but I'll be all right. It's fine. I'm not
We'll
scared
manage.
of you
I
guys.
have one
I mean-
second level and 4 first levels. We'll figure it out.
You know?
We'll figure it out.
We could have the conversation from outside the building, like all of us, while they're inside the building, so that when we're done having the conversation, I can just blow the building up.
There's some poetry to having the Baron dragged out and taken care of by his own people. Like I think.
There's also some poetry of him dying in a cage like a rat.
Crude,
I
but
suppose
poetry.
so.
Is that
After all,
Kurt
his
Cobain?
bluster.
Rat
Was
in a
that?
cage? I said, is that Kurt Cobain? Rat in a cage? That's
Nah, that would be Billy Corgan.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. I was Smashing Pumpkins? Really cool.
Yep, there- yeah.
There we go.
Doesn't have the Smashing
There we
Pumpkins.
go. Both awesome bands. Oh, the other being Nirvana.
Uh,
So the Baron's holed up in his manor, right?
No.
Building in the town
His
square.
manor is like unoccupied at the moment. Yeah, he's in this building that I'm highlighting here. Terox in
Oh, I
front of
see.
it.
They were close enough to watch the carnage from their hiding spot. Little dicks.
Through their hidey holes, you can see that there is like peoples too. Little bastards.
Man,
But yeah,
now I want to kill these guys even more.
you can hear the sounds of people inside, but they're being quiet at the moment.
I'll wait
So,
for everybody's
presumably
music
it's
up.
the one that Marco was beating on. Yeah, shit.
Corvus is just going to rap on the door
Yeah.
with the pommel of his scimitar.
Marco obviously smelled food in there.
Say
Good
we
memory,
stopped-
dude.
We stopped Marco from killing him.
Yeah, I called that out because I was really hoping someone would go in there.
Alright. So, while Corvus is just rapping the door with his scimitar, Charg's gonna call out, "Hello in there! The town square's safe. Why don't you come out and we can talk some?"
You hear the sound of the Baron's terrified voice. Away, beasts! Away!
Ah, beast, how rude of you. We just saved your ass killing all the vampires. Now, please, come out. I think your people would want to be reassured by seeing their Baron.
People? What people? Didn't you see them all massacred?
I'm terribly afraid, but most of them seem to have survived, even in your absence.
I'll take my chances on the inside of this door. I've heard the legends of vampires that you need to be invited in, and I'll do no such thing.
Artemine looks over at Rafe. do you want to do the honors?
I could.
Corvus nods with a grin.
Looking
Yeah.
at the giant hammer on his back.
Well, if you want to smash it in, have fun. Worst case scenario, I can always pick the lock if need to be. But I enjoy a good smashing sometimes. Have at it.
Smash.
Who's gonna smash? I opened it too soon.
I could try to roll to smash it.
Oh,
Wraith getting in there with the hammer. It's hammer time.
Hammer time.
all right. If you're gonna hit it with your hammer, roll an attack with your hammer.
Full attack.
So there should be a button for hit, and it should say like hit.
Yeah, there should be an option in attack or actions.
Yep, and underneath the actions, correct? The actions tab.
Called hit.
Hit.
Yeah, you see where it says hit DC. Click that little box by the Warhammer.
Oh, I see it.
Oh, I see someone typing. Oh, it's Tarek.
There you go. And now click the box next to it with the damage dice.
Note to the party: Tarek wants to fuck with the guy before we get to the hurting.
He'll have plenty of opportunity.
He's just saying,
21
don't kill him before I can talk to him a little bit.
Kill him immediately. I understand.
Being subtle here.
Kragnar is not here tonight, so we're probably safe of that for right now. Kragnar thinks with his axe first, for sure.
It looks like Wraith got a 21.
Got a 21.
All right, you splinter the door, and when you do, you also crack in half the large beam that was blocking and barring the entrance, leaving the occupants inside the building in utter disbelief at the show of strength that you display. And inside the building, you see a bewildered-looking Baron, Izek Strasny, standing dutifully in front of him. A nearby guard that looks to be breaking his allegiance as he begins to pull away at the sight of all the adventurers pouring into the doors, and the Baroness hiding behind the shoulder of the Baron. Out, you beast! Out!
Tarek's just walking and just dusting his shoulders off from the broken door when everything, and just go well, as you can see, we're no vampires. We can enter wherever we want, welcome or not.
I do not trust your tricks or magic. I will defend my wife with my life.
He brandishes his wooden staff, looking like he has absolutely no idea how to defend himself.
Oh, we have no intentions of hurting your wife. Now, Tarek is going to do a flirty kind of wink at the lady. We no, do not worry about that part. We just want to talk, really. We have learned of some things lately, but I think you might want to be informed of as the leader of this beautiful town.
Namely, that it was your son who brought the calamity upon your village of fools.
But we get the sense you know that already.
Oh, you might have thought that the kids were disappearing into delicious pastries. It turns out that the baker was much nearer than you thought.
How have you come to these conclusions? What brings these lies to your brain?
Well, the fact that I had to stab your own son in the heart while he was admitting to all of this.
The Baroness gasps from behind him.
What is the phrase? From the mouths of babes.
I am strangely impressed that you did not succumb to the drinking, or that at least you drank the right thing tonight. But does it not feel weird that the wine that you ordered for the festival turned half of your town into murderous monsters? Who could have ordered and arranged such a thing, do you think?
The Baron seems caught off guard, like he didn't have this information.
The wine? It was the wine that started making that angry fever strike into the hearts of my beloved townsfolk.
He says this, and no one in the room believes it. Even his wife gives him a sign of, like, mild eye roll.
Yes. So now you have a few options. You can keep trying to get the control over the town, act as if nothing happened like you've done up until now. Do your pretty festival. Throw some smoke in the face of the people while they're surrounded by teeth and claws. Or you can do the honorable thing. Relinquish power, admit your guilt, and leave town so that some people with better hearts can fix things as you have left them.
How dare you, you son of a crow?
Raven, I would say.
Holds fire in his hand. You do not insult him. These are your only options. You will abide by them, or you will burn.
And Baron, might I add, the people that are left alive in this town blame you for this atrocity. So if you do not leave, you may find yourself at their mercy.
So choose. Exile, death by fire, or death by mob.
All right, we've got a DM rolling dice. That's always a good sign.
Izek wields his axe and strikes Artemine in the shoulder.
Yeah.
Does he? Does he now?
It's a 22 to
Silvery
hit.
barb.
Yep. You
So,
chose.
As he goes to take a strike at me, Artemine flashes magic and silvered spikes kind of flash out and harry him. He has to roll again.
It's a flash reaction. It happens so quick, most of you aren't even ready to roll initiative.
Surprise round.
Oh, jeez.
And that's another 22.
Fucking Jesus.
Oh my god. Nice.
Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. Roll damage.
Alright, blow crashes home. Not terrible. That's 5 piercing damage, or slashing damage, I'm sorry, to Artemine, and with that, everybody can queue up to type in exclamation init space join.
You will regret that.
I probably want to do it in game chat, though.
Get behind me, master.
Says Izek.
I think we're
Here,
in the wrong channel.
Yeah,
Text.
we're in out of game chat, y'all.
Oh shit. That's alright. I think actually it will still work.
Okay. That's,
Uh-oh.
It did work, actually. So Tarak's just gonna have that look of, like, what are you gonna do? Kind of a nonchalant, go like, it seems you've chosen death. Prepare to die. My lady, please step backwards. And whoever else does not want to participate in that fool's errand, just step aside.
It's gonna be like the Modern Warfare 2 when you raid the house and you think the innocent woman at the end is just gonna, she's held captive and just gonna give up, and then she pulls out an AK-47 and tries to kill you.
She reveals that she's got the IED.
Yeah. You thought wrong, motherfucker!
Bitch!
If she actually pulls out an AK-47, that's going to be fucking impressive.
No. I don't want to spoil the lore of Barovia.
Honestly, what is this settings version of an AK-47? A repeatable crossbow?
Yeah, that's probably pretty accurate. Maybe Van Richten will have one of those.
A heavy repeatable crossbow? It shoots 7.
It shoots steaks.
Yeah, it shoots 7.39 or 7.62 by 39 stakes.
Just bear with me here.
Gotta make the initiative rolls.
Yeah, I have characters for these guys,
7.62, that's centimeters.
but I have to do some work to get them loaded in here, so just give me 1 second. Sorry for the wait. This seems like actually probably a good time for you guys to take a break. If you guys want to take a break, like a quick 5 minutes, and I can pee at the end of that 2 minutes.
All right.
I'm so ready to fucking stab this motherfucker through the heart.
I'm surprised he had the balls to just attack us like that.
No kidding.
Those of you on the stream that are probably wondering why I pee every time on the break, don't worry about my peeing habits, okay? I drink a lot of fluids. I'm completely healthy.
No. You'd have to be getting up to pee every 10, 15 minutes for it to be a noticeable problem. Come on now.
My coworkers make fun of me because I'm like on a schedule with that stuff. I eat at a certain time and I go to the bathroom at a certain time. So like I always pee on a certain call. I'm like, I gotta go pee first, so I'm always 5 minutes late because I had to pee.
That's
I'm
a good
honest
thing.
about
You're not
peeing.
supposed to hold your pee in.
It's when you stop peeing on your schedule that it's an issue.
That's right. You can't be holding it in. It's no good. I'm very vocal about my peas, that's all.
That will absolutely fuck up your shit if you hold your pee in for too long.
I've heard that causes, whatchamacallits, not kidney stones, not kidney stones. Something else.
You can give yourself hemorrhoids from holding your pee in for too long.
Really?
Yep. And if you hold your poop
bladder
in,
stones
same
maybe.
deal.
I hear those are worse.
Bladder stones.
Gallbladder
stones.
If you hold your pee in for longer than 26 hours, your bladder can explode.
That's insane. You're making me want to pee right now, by the way.
If you can hold pee for 26 hours, like, fuck, man.
There's a message to all you kiddies out there. Don't hold your pee for more than a day or you risk serious health injuries.
Yeah, just go pee, dude. Stop playing Xbox for 5 minutes. I remember being a kid and holding my pee so I could continue doing what I was doing.
Oh, yeah.
That's such a funny concept. Kids are like, I'll wait 2 more minutes. Just legs all crossed and shit.
Jittering.
I kind of think it's even crazy, like, how different of a person I am from when I was 18 to now. Like, I wouldn't even recognize myself. How dare Isaac roll the same initiative as me?
Well, still the fastest bird on the land for now.
Drop your dex to a 9.
Alright. I think that should work. Yeah, cool. That did it. The. Fucking quotes. I always forget the quotes. The is the Baron, so you know. So I know.
Hey.
And in that sense of things, right after Izek cheap shots Artemine, it's Tarak up. Tarak, you've been rolling some solid initiative the last couple combats. You were first last time, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like fucking birds, like meep meep. Let's go.
Oh yeah, he's ready. He's at the ready. And then Artemine wants his revenge right after. So.
Do you want to move Isaac so he's in position to hit Army?
Mhm.
Because otherwise I get free access.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. Sorry about that. Let's see.
And it's all good.
Gotta take the roof off this mofo. Yep. I just lost Izek. Damn it.
He just blew right up.
Mm-hmm. Izek just
Say,
flew off into oblivion.
Is now...
Well, I kind of spelled it just do Artemin. He just fucked right up.
Isaac is dead.
Izek is now defeated by Tailspire.
That's the true BBEG.
Yep. Tailspire is a big bad evil guy sometimes to me. Put this dude right in Artemine's face, and roof is off. I should be able to be competent now.
Right. That's good. So it's my turn.
Yep. Top of the order. It is your turn, Derek.
So, you know what? I'm gonna have some fun with it. I'm gonna say, your situation's quite hilarious, Mayor. So funny indeed. And I'm gonna cast hideous laughter at the Baron. So he has to do a Wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
That's a 12.
Nice. So now he finds the situation absolutely hilarious, so much that he falls prone. Just, you know, when someone is like almost like convulsing with laughter, like that craziness, the old insanity of the situation just breaks his mind, and he goes insane laughing on the ground, unable to do anything. And that's my turn.
All right. Artemine is going to, with a flick of his rapier, light it aflame and go for a booming blade stab. Actually, yeah, booming blade stab. That's what we're gonna do. So, to roll to hit. 17.
And sorry, I didn't hear the target. That was on...
Izek.
Gotcha.
Yeah, wants his revenge.
Well, if 15 is going to miss Izek.
No, 17.
17 will hit Izek.
Yeah. Alright, 11 piercing damage and 8 fire damage, as well as 2 thunder damage. So 21 in total. Then I'm gonna take my second attack on him as well. It's gonna miss. Alright, turn. He hits me with an axe for 5 damage. I stab him in the liver for 21.
Be Aaron up as it whiffs on his attack.
Super whiff, even without Blade Song.
It's me. I'm up. Can I get Isaac to make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Failed one. Can he fail another? It's an 11. It looks bad.
And with that, Aaron reaches out and casts Hold Person on Isaac.
Oh, he's so fucked.
And let me see if I can get my boys in here. Was it 6 tiles?
Yeah, not quite. Doesn't seem.
Yeah, not quite. Spears aren't reach weapons, are they? I can't remember.
Just have 10 feet.
They are.
They do?
Yep.
10 feet?
Yes,
Oh,
that's
fuck.
correct.
Yeah, I can get this guy right. Just squeeze right in here between you two. 30 feet.
Clumsy zombie stab with the spear. I like it. Don't roll a 1.
And let me see. Can I get both of them in here? 10 and 7. Nope, that doesn't work, but I'll still move this one over here. So I only get an attack with one of them. Let's see. With advantage, though, because he's paralyzed, right?
Yep. And I believe it's auto crit too.
Yeah, if you hit.
That is correct. Just make sure you're doubling up your damage die.
What's on my note card here? 6. 13. Does a 20 hit?
20 definitely hits.
Awesome, awesome. 8 plus 3 for 20 damage. And that'll be my turn.
I think the guard goes.
Yep, that should be the guard up next. And he just sort of cowers back into the corner, seeing the fate of the Baron and Isaac taking a negative turn in the first round of combat, and he drops his weapon, cowering back into the corner. We'll say he cowers back over to the right.
Smart move.
Exactly. Well, yep. He listened well.
And it should be Wraith up next.
Oh, Ray, you are in the perfect position, buddy.
It's looking good for you.
You
So-
are a motherfucking paladin against a paralyzed creature.
Let the smites fly.
Smite him.
I shall smite.
A smiter.
How do I roll my smite?
Uh-oh. That, I don't know.
It's gonna be in your features,
got
so
you.
you're gonna.
I got you covered. I'll give you some D&D Beyond assistance here. And feel free to continue there, Simon. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's all right. I was gonna tell him to go help him with the D&D Beyond, but you're gonna do it already, so I don't need to.
All I was going to do is send him a screenshot where he can click. So if you want to
Oh, okay.
describe it, that's more than fine.
So basically, for smite, what you're doing is you're consuming you choose how many spell slot, what spell slot you want to consume when you're doing the smite, and then you add die for each slot you're consuming.
I'm pretty sure he knows that how to use it. I think he's
So-
just trying to get the roll off over there.
Yeah. So basically, it's going to be in your. I gotta increase the level of my other paladin in my other game. It's going to help it sit better. Because that's what I have.
You got a level 1 paladin over there?
Yeah, just started a new game and not there. Hey. Divinity. It's not even okay. I can't even see it. That's not normal. That's because I don't have any spells prepared.
I think I have to hit once and then it uses Divine Smite? Or do I have to use the slot first?
Well, yeah, you got to
Yeah.
roll to hit first.
Yeah,
So,
you're gonna just have to
roll
do a
with
weapon
advantage.
attack and then add your die.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Worst
when
case-
you roll to hit, if you're rolling for advantage, you should be able to right-click that hit button, the one that says +6 with your Crystal Greatsword, and then there's a green advantage button. And I'm gonna snip this and send it to you in the chat here. You can see where I'm talking about specifically. A little visual. I'm a visual guy, but not an auditory guy. That's probably because I'm dumb. Alright, copy and paste. I can copy and pasta. I swear.
Copy pasta. Well, if
Alright.
it makes you feel any better, I'm a do guy. I have to do it. If I don't do it, I can't learn it.
Yeah, and I'm definitely the same way. A repetitive learner for sure. Doing it multiple times will help me master it. But yeah, so just right click where it says hit on that +6, and that little black box shows up where you can click on advantage or disadvantage, and that'll roll with advantage for you in the chat.
Yeah. So in D&D Beyond, it doesn't let you actually hit anything to roll it, so you have to roll it manually.
Gotcha.
I'm so excited for this. I've been waiting for an opportunity to use Old Person since I picked it up.
Yep, that advantage paid off.
Oh my goodness.
So like that?
Let's see here.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm flipping
You rolled
between
a
the channels
22.
because the rolls are going to game chat and our stuff's in out of game chat right now. Yes, it did hit. So now we need to go back.
Oh my god, 22. Yes.
I mean, I can either use Divine Smite or double attack, extra attack.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean,
You
basically,
get both. You can do both.
you're just
the
adding
extra
you're
attack is
adding
just-
dice to your damage. So
Yeah, you could smite with both attacks if you wanted,
Yeah,
Yep.
you could attack
but that's going to
twice,
consume a
that's
lot of spell slots.
right.
Yeah, two.
But
spell slots.
But paladins, that's what they're using them for. So
Hell yeah.
as long as you keep one for emergencies,
Well, I'm doubting this
go
guy's going
crazy.
to survive your first one, so.
Yeah, that's a very good piece of advice that Simon just gave you. Always hold on to that one spell slot. If you can. You know, sometimes you gotta burn it to save someone.
exactly. That's
That's
the only
the-
reason you can.
That's the emergency.
Yeah, sometimes you just have multiple emergencies.
like a few like some few crits you have to use silvery bobs on.
Is
So you've got 4 level 1 slots and 2 level 2 slots. So when you use the smite, you choose which slot to sacrifice. If you
Yeah.
choose a level 1, it adds 1d8.
2d8.
And your sword also adds a 1d8 to radiant as well.
Yeah, it's
No,
extra
so-
2d8
Oh my
on the first
goodness.
level.
yeah, yeah, 2d8
Yep,
on
so
the
if you
first
pick
level,
the first level, you'd get 2d8.
and it's you add a d8 per the spell slot level that you burn.
So click the damage with your sword now,
You're gonna have to, and you're gonna have to.
and then you'll do a custom roll like this.
Right, exclamation R space 2d8. Yep.
Exactly. I'll write it out just in case you.
There'll be
You
a
might
quiz on
get
this
that.
at the end of the session, and you have
Yeah.
to do 1,000 lashes in the Valaki town square if you don't know it.
Nice
So.
roll.
Hope
and
you're
the
taking
good,
notes.
and good
Go
news.
back to the D&D Beyond though, where you rolled your attack, and click the damage box next to it.
So that's 28 on just his smite.
Yeah.
Damage box?
And
yeah, the damage
Artemine
box
put
next to where you
21 on
rolled the
him,
attack.
if I recall correctly. And
Yep.
another piece of damage here. We'll total
Yeah,
this
he's-
all up.
Between me and Artemine was 31.
Yep.
Noise.
So he
57.
just did 18 plus. Yeah.
59. 28.
28 plus 9, 18. That's
28 plus 18.
49.
I think
49.
it was 28 plus 31.
47. That's what he does.
Oh, 47. Jesus Christ. So 47
For
plus
one attack,
31
yeah.
should
And
be
then he's got another.
78. Yep. Izak is going to... I'm not going to say fall, because he's already... no, he's not prone. I'm thinking of the other guy. Well, he's going to fall to the ground as the greatsword just slashes through him. And you cut Izak down in a single blow. Well, maybe not a single one. The last one.
It was indeed a single blow.
Say, hey, are you discounting us here, there, guy?
Right. That's what I was trying to say. That the other
Only
preemptive
took one of
attacks
my hits to
did
slay
add
this monster.
exactly. Wraith is like, that's right, bitches. That's how you do it. Take the creds, Wraith. You did hit the kill blow. And if you want, you can describe how he meets his demise, since I didn't do that good of a job.
Well, I slash him through right at the neck, right on the right shoulder, all the way through, and pierce him right at the waist. It splits in half.
Diagonally.
Yeah, it's much better.
Just viscera fucking slopping out of his cleaving torso.
Sandwich cut.
Making me
Triangles.
hungry for some.
Not squares,
Ah.
triangles.
Unless you're a psychopath and you cut your sandwich straight up and down.
Dare do
I
that.
make Uncrustables every time. I'm a huge psychopath.
Yeah, Uncrustables are round. I feel like that's more conducive to a mouth. You know, like
Yeah.
triangle and round shaped things. Square things are hard to eat.
And then they made
things
pizzas,
fit,
you know? Triangle.
Where things fit in plastic bags better, though.
You know? It's like, where do you bite into when you bite a square sandwich? The motherfucking corner, the triangle part.
Directly in the middle.
I fold it in
Well,
half and bite the center.
Oh my god, you are an absolute fiend. I want to eat lunch with you sometime just to see that happen. I knew a guy that was
I just
gigantic, just gigantic, very big dude. He was a football player, and he would cut his sandwiches into like tiny little pieces. You know, like he'd bring a fork and knife for his lunch sandwiches.
Fucking what the fuck?
Yeah, he was definitely a serial killer for sure.
What?
I'd just ball my sandwiches up and then put the whole thing in my mouth at one time.
Yeah, that's the
Like
most
those
efficient way to
speed-eating
get it done.
chicks.
That's less psychopathic.
Dunk it in some water. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Gotta go down easier that way. All right. Well,
What's
with
better
that,
than Oreos and milk, sandwiches and water.
the Baron is gonna.
Yeah, Wraith, it looks like you have the honor of executing the Baron if you so wish.
The Baron is gonna not really be able to do much here, as the Baron is continually just laughing hysterically, rolling around on the floor. His wife looks terrified as she tries to like shake him out of whatever state he's in. But at this point, the battle's basically been won. So I'm gonna end combat.
The Baron is in shock.
Yeah, the Baron's still very much so under that spell.
I'm just, I wonder what's so funny now. Gotta click my fingers and just shut off the spell.
Right at the end of the spell, he's pointing at Tarak and just dying, laughing, holding his gut with the other hand, having dropped his weapon.
I'm gonna have my zombies come up to him and seize his arms, so he doesn't try to pull any fast ones on us.
Coming out of the dilapidated state that he was just in, he, sort of tries to fight, but realizes that he's restrained, he's caught up.
It seems you've lost your last supporter. Have you reconsidered your position on what's going to be the next thing that happens here?
Murderers.
He growls at all of you, calling you murderers, looking at Izik's dead body on the floor.
Remember, Baron, we aren't the ones who started this fight.
Now, do you want us to drag you up to the square and announce to the whole city what you've done? What your family has done, I should say. Under your supervision. Or will you go silently into the night and leave the people of Valaki heal from your terrible administration?
The Baron spits at your feet.
Okay, I stab him.
I would. Come on.
Gonna say I
He's
have a
standing there.
better...
You can't stop him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I said, come on. I didn't say that. I did anything.
He wasn't done toying with him, but I was done being toyed with.
I was going to drag him into this. Drag him to
I
the
was gonna
square.
drag him to the fountain.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead and roll your attack on him.
If it doesn't kill him, I'm gonna tie him to the fountain.
Yeah, I mean, there's not.
Yeah,
it's
he's
not
not-
necessarily
yeah.
meaning that I killed
Right,
him.
exactly.
I'm stabbing him.
Yep, he's stabbing him.
Oh,
He's,
alright.
he's doing a little, he's
Hmm.
playing with his food.
That's
Oh, come
that's
on. I cannot fucking roll well today.
Your intimidation steps
Wow.
never work, dude.
Wait. He's grappled. You have advantage.
Roll intimidation, Artemine.
Oh wait,
And
wait.
yes,
you said
you have advantage.
Okay.
But I
Alright, I'm
also
gonna
want
roll
you to
again.
roll intimidation on top of whatever happens.
Okay. All right. Well. Oh, come on,
God.
dude! I'm sick of it. I literally watched it fucking roll right off the corner of a 13 onto that.
So you still get intimidation. Maybe you're going to get good on that, man.
Probably not.
Ew.
Oh well, never mind.
On that
Of course.
20.
Of course, I nat 20 on an intimidation and not the fucking stab.
There's an old there's an adage called pulling your punch. Not hitting, and at this point, I'd say Artemine pulls his punch. He swipes like he's about to strike the Baron down, and he stops his blade just at the last second of an impact. Right?
Right on his neck.
Oh yeah, right there. And the Baron flinches, his eyes closing in fear, and you have his attention certainly as he says to his wife,
We leave, and they will let us leave. If Victor really is dead, there is nothing left for us here. Perhaps this is our chance.
I strongly suggest you never step foot near Valaki. Or try to have any influence here. Find a hole and never come out.
And who will lead these people?
That's not your problem anymore. You have other things to think about now.
the Baron looks down
No.
shamefully.
Like how to survive in the Barovian wilderness at night.
Yeah, thank you for the precision. That's very true.
He looks at you scornfully, looking back at his wife, and his wife just nods to him silently, urging him to listen to your words. The guard in the corner is still standing terrified to say nothing.
Good kid. And then Therok's just gonna point his arm towards the open door and say, "After you, Baron."
Proudly, the Baron puffs out his chest and begins to walk out into the town square of Valaki.
How mean am I? Am I mean, guys? I'm asking the team. I'm asking you guys out of character. Am I mean or not?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, I'm asking him. Should I be mean right now?
Oh,
You mean
gotcha.
to the right people.
Never mind. I won't talk here.
Should
Yeah,
I be
I thought
mean?
you were
Is
asking like, is your
certainly-
character mean? I was
Oh
like,
no, I'm not.
He's
How
not
mean should?
deserving of any kindness.
Oh, I know. I'm just asking. Should I be mean right now?
Scale of 1 to 10, how mean do you want your fellow party
Oh.
member to be?
probably an 8. I mean, be mean to the Baron.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
no, I was probably gonna try to explain to the Baron's wife that, you know, if it's any sort of consolation to her, that her son had turned into a thrall of Strahd, so he would have had to be dealt with one way or another.
What if we made more pies?
Oh God.
No.
Wraith's pie addiction is showing through clearly.
No children pie.
No,
So-
we have new flavors.
Oh God.
That
Burger
sounds
Pie.
decidedly unpalatedly.
He's had the venison and now he wants the prime rib.
Jesus, what kind of fucking oath did that guy do? So, as the Baron passes in front, but like raising his chest, Tarek is actually like gonna trip him with his foot. That's what I meant by that.
And yeah, it has the desired effect. He stumbles forward, not falling down completely, but enough to rip a tear in the knee of his nicely hand-woven pants.
I'd like to call out to him as he's walking out too, that pride is not the look you want to display here, Baron.
Couldn't have said better words myself.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily. I probably used the wrong description. He's like trying to scrape together what pride he has left. I would say.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
All right.
But he doesn't look very.
Alright.
He doesn't look very proud to anybody who's watching by. But he's still trying to hold that regal demeanor he always had, walking with his chest out and chin up. After the kick to the back of the the heel or whatever to make him trip, he definitely showing signs of humiliation.
So, move before the birds get to your eyes. Kind of having a hungry look at his. As he's looking at him.
And his wife's
I
sort of
forgot.
following in tow. I'll grab her out of there as well.
Erwin wanted to talk to him too, didn't he? Shit.
Yeah, too late.
Definitely.
He started stabbing us.
Well, we should probably collect Father Albright and attempt to follow Zoldar's trail.
Go ahead, I'll catch you. I've got some. I'd like to see what Izek had on him, that perverted bastard. Gonna loot that body.
Yeah,
Loot that body.
that seems like a very acceptable body to loot.
Gonna loot the motherfucker.
I'm gonna call him a bitch.
As loot that dead kid's body.
Bitch.
Bitch. That's the best part. God, his body's just lying there, right? Right?
And actually,
Yes.
I'm gonna put that doll I had gotten of Imelda, and I'm gonna put it like onto his belonging as I'm looting him, so that people, when they go and grab him, they're gonna see how much of a fucking weirdo he was.
Oh, the metal is pretty generic. It's a steel axe that he's holding on this axe, but it is well crafted. You can see from the look of it, and well balanced. Holding it tells you that. And it looks like it's a masterwork weapon.
Alright.
On his person, you find a small pouch full of copper coins. You also find a ribbon that has a few pieces of hair stuck to it.
Oh, the motherfucker.
Nice.
Fucking weirdo.
I'm so glad we killed him.
Yeah, now
Me
I'm feeling bad. We should have made him hurt more. He died too quickly.
The last thing you find is something wet and moist and bulbous in his pockets. And you're sort of revolted when you touch it, but curiously enough, you bring it out. And it's 3 bulbs of garlic.
I guess he had known some basic knowledge of vampires. Wouldn't have helped him too much. Alright. Fucking bastard. Can't even give us good loot after all. But just basically.
Maybe you can get a quick 100 gold for his axe. I don't know, something.
Well, I know it
I'm just
down.
satisfied that he's dead.
He may prove useful in the future.
Yeah, I'm totally
And-
messaging Rachel later and telling her that his ex.
Nice.
Just so
And,
you know, Isaac's dead. You can no longer stalk Imelda.
throw my portable hole down and kick his body into it.
No, I was gonna leave him with a doll and humiliate him more. Oh well, too late. I threw the doll in the hole. Maybe I'll keep him company in the darkness.
That is gonna be the fucking stankest hole, bro.
Yeah, that's not gonna be cool.
Oh yeah.
Just a fucking hole full of dead bodies.
Isaac is just one of many.
Don't go putting souls into those things.
Yeah, that's like
While you guys sort of figure out what you're doing, I am gonna just step away just for a moment. I'll be right back.
all good. All right, so what are we doing next? Are we gonna go Yevgeny or direct to the hag?
Yeah, well, so
Like
Yevgeny seems like he's on the way to that.
The direction, yes.
Yeah.
The direction of the hag. So.
All right, so
I
I'm
think
gonna
we
make.
should,
Go ahead.
even if he doesn't go directly to the hags, we should probably go after him because they're gonna be at the mill no matter what. Yevgeny.
He's going somewhere else.
Yeah, he's going somewhere else.
All right, maybe we should start making a necklace of vampire fangs at this point. Let's go kick some Yevgeny Malkin ass.
The question I think that we might want to ask is, should we catch up to Yevgeny and stop him from going where he's going, or follow him until he gets there?
I'd stay stabby.
Although, knowledge is power.
Yeah, exactly.
And as long as we don't know where these vampires are going back to, they are going to keep harrying us.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm kind of in the camp of follow him back.
No, yeah, letting him go was actually a brilliant decision. Whoever's idea that was gets a kudos from me.
Thank you.
I was trying to mind spike him. I wish we could have gone one more round. I would have been able to get a mind spike on him, and we would have.
Oh,
an
that would
exact
enable us
idea
to
of
track
where
him
he is.
actively.
Yeah. Mind spike. Mind spike allows you to
know
know
their
exactly
position.
where they are on the plane.
Wow, really?
On
I have
the
that-
whole ass plane.
Yeah, I have that spell in another character, but I think it's got a
Is that
range
a
to it.
first level spell?
No.
No, it's second.
Oh, okay.
I also have
Yeah.
Divine Sense. I can find undead within 60 feet.
That will be really helpful.
That's
Yes.
helpful when we get in their lair for sure.
Uh,
Yeah, they love to hide their resting places and stuff too.
Yeah, it lasts an hour, the knowledge of where the person is.
So depending on how it works, your radar might be pinging me and mine.
That's easy. As long as he knows, it's easy to discount that.
Yeah, Mind Spike lasts for an hour, by the
Although,
way.
if you have a bunch of zombies spawned, that kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, it does last an hour. However, in that hour, like probably
Oh, yeah.
got to where he was trying to go
Oh yeah. No, I was just saying, like you would have just, like you would have got a good idea, but then that's it. And, like,
I also
Not
need
up.
to identify all these magical items that we've got.
Yeah, we'll go take a rest before we go, and we'll have time for that.
Well, I was gonna see if I could just do it while we walk.
yeah, because we do. Are you talking about doing a long rest? I'm just curious.
We
I'm not
should
sure
probably do that before tracking down the vampire's resting place. Yes.
because if we do a long rest, it's going to be really difficult to find him afterwards.
Well, we have a lot of information about the general vicinity of where it probably is, and we have tracking skills available to us. I have a feeling we won't be too disadvantaged.
My thought is
have a tracker tracking him.
that we at maximum take a short rest here before we leave, and then if we need to, take our long rest upon finding the location, but before going in.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Yeah,
go with that plan
Okay.
more.
I'm good taking a short rest.
I mean, I'm
'cause
okay
get
with that
everything
because it
back
won't
on short
disadvantage me.
rests. Yeah.
Yeah, more. I'm agreeing with that one. Long rest right away would have been.
So
Okay.
4-hour rest now, and then
Yeah, do our hour, 2 hour short rest at the church while we kind of get re-prepared, lick our wounds, do whatever we need to, and then head out with Father Albright to track down Yevgeny.
Follow the trail Seldar left for us.
Mm-hmm.
And once we locate, we get a full rest in, be nice and fresh before jumping in on their fucking resting place.
And the good thing is, zombies don't require any rest, so we can have them stay lookout.
Free guard.
Yeah, your guys' mission is a lot less time sensitive than, Irwin's, because Irwin is going to chase down wine before it gets drank by villagers. You guys are going to chase down Soldar. I'm sorry, not Soldar. Yevgeny via means of Soldar, and get answers from these old ladies at the mill. So yeah, you guys have time for a long rest. Really, at your leisure.
If we have time, definitely let's do a long rest then.
Long rest.
Well, alright then.
I think someone just made the point about it may become more difficult to track Yevgeny or not, but having Soldar kind of solves that problem, you know? He's out there tracking him, now you're going to track Soldar, and Soldar's leaving a trail, whereas Yevgeny may not be trying to intentionally do that.
yeah, we've got pretty good information about the area too,
Yes.
and we've been there before.
Yeah, you have literally directions to the mill, and you've been there before, so everything's kind of aligned for you guys to find your way there pretty well. So if that's the case, this is probably a good stopping point. If that's the case, you guys are going to take a long rest and sleep for the night, or day, or whatever time it is right now. As a matter of fact, I should probably establish that. Evening festival massacre. It's night. It's late night.
Perfect. So we can go.
Kind of as an administrative thing, I'd issue a command to Zildar that if Yevgeny, it seems like he's entering a building that would be his hideout or anything of the sort, to lay low and stay unseen as well as he possibly can. Don't follow him in.
Hey, you're a good necromancer. We know you're not going to give your undead any wrong commands.
Well, he's just telling him not to tail him too closely.
Yeah.
I'm just joking.
Don't follow him in and get yourself killed, because you might not be able to be reanimated.
Yeah, you're a unique zombie. I can't get you back.
Exactly. He's a named zombie.
Yeah. Much more important than my, nameless wolves that poof in and out of existence.
That are still on the field.
Yes.
They are.
Yeah, your wolves, by the way, are just walking around like aimlessly. Some of them.
I sent them off to, look around the town, but after, a 15, 20 minutes, they just poofed they just left.
I also took
They
the
don't stick
time
around that long.
to give you full control of all those wolves. By the way, if you're gonna cast that wolf spell, if you give me like a couple minutes notice or whatever, if you can. I mean, I know sometimes it's probably impromptu on your part too, but if you can, then I'll get you control of all of them mid combat. Sometimes it's just hard to get all those clicks in.
I know it takes a long time.
They didn't.
Is there any way that you could bind these ones that are here to me?
I think there's
Or something like that?
like there's a way that you can make a morph of it, but I can't bind them to you. I can make them
alright.
unique and then like call them up for you, so that
Oh, God.
they're always there. But that's
That's gonna be bloating.
It seems
the
like you
shit out
didn't
of
have
your
much
unique
trouble finding these
characters.
anyway, though, so it's probably the same amount of effort.
it's already very bloated.
It's just gonna get worse as me and him level too.
I was gonna say I try and make the NPCs
yeah. With the
unique because it just
necromancer
helps
as
me
well.
to quick summon them. Rather than have to search them through all the gigantic mass of stuff that I have. But naming them also helps.
We'll keep track of our own stat blocks and everything. That's always,
I appreciate
D&D
that.
Beyond really helps with that.
Well, I don't
Speaking
really care if you're fudging your numbers. To
It
be
helps
honest
me,
with you.
maybe not him so much.
Like people who cheat in golf, you're only cheating yourself.
Yeah. Speaking of stat blocks, can you send me Zeldar's stat block when you get a chance to?
Yeah, absolutely. I forgot about that. He is under your control now. Yep. I'll send that to you, and then Skylar, I'll send you the remaining entries that I've got, so you can kind of dig through those. Because you're, I imagine, not taking 8 hours of rest like the rest of these people are. Taking 4 hours
No.
of rest.
I don't even. Well, yeah. I just got to do 4 hours and then 4 hours of free time.
Cool.
Which
And
also, if you could send the spell book list
Yes.
too, 'cause I'd definitely be diving into
Yes.
those. in 4 hours.
Yep. And I'm
And
sure
then
that
I
you'll
also,
adjust. Sorry, what?
wow, one other thing. And I only need 4 hours as well. I would like to take the time to identify the magic items we recovered.
Noise. Might as well tell us what they are now.
Hello, Ma.
Spill the beans. Also, yeah, and this is convenient too, because if you want to attune to it, you need at least a short rest, or was it a long rest?
I think it's you just sit with it for like an hour.
Okay.
So
cool.
yeah, short rest.
Yeah, this is a good idea then. Because if there's anybody gets a useful item they want to attune to, it gives them time.
Setting yourself reminders.
Oh yeah. It's a necessary item. As far as the items, we can identify them now if you wanted. Help me go through which ones we're talking about.
That skull necklace.
Skull necklace.
And-
Yeah, that's the one I handed off to Aaron.
I think I sent
enough.
people the identities of these. So I'm pretty
Not
sure.
mine.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I sent the skull necklace though. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry.
To Corvus, because he was the one who initially had it.
Excuse me.
I could be mistaken though. I could send it again. No problem.
I can tell you what that necklace is, yeah. But I do not remember what the other
is-
item was.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel free, guys. Shout them out. I'll start loading in. This is the skull item. Yeah, put that in notes.
So for me, I had the necklace with the sun and the ruby in the middle.
Yep. Necklace with the sun and the ruby.
They're both amulets.
Oh, that one's gonna be one you're gonna like quite a bit. Let me pull up stats for it though. I'll just drop these in the chat
Oh yeah.
as you guys are
Aaron will
identifying them.
definitely be hanging on to the amulet of the Black Skull.
I
It's
see if you
literally,
aren't.
he's the only one who can fucking use it.
Yeah,
Yep.
if you aren't undead, make a DC 16 con saving throw each time you use the amulet. On a failed save, the Black Skull cackles as you are transformed in transit. Oh my god, these are
Small
horrible.
chance of petrifying you.
Yeah, you can
The
become
symbol of
petrified,
Azarak is
paralyzed.
burned into your flesh, and a curse that can only be removed with remove curse.
And you can't heal.
You
Oh my
grow
God.
larger. You grow smaller. You arrive at a destination wearing nothing. You are paralyzed. You become petrified. Oh,
I hope those things
what?
happen to you.
So it's possible to get a free spell at least, but odds are it's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Well-
the deck of many things, but
That
fun.
fucking.
well, if I'm an undead, I
Well,
can use it
enlarge
without
reduce is
suffering.
first level, so that's not a very good spell anyway.
it's fun for an undead
But
person
the
for sure.
free
Yeah,
dimension
say-
door is very nice.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I'm undead, I can use that thing without suffering those consequences, though.
Yep,
Can't I?
yep.
That is correct.
You'll basically get 1d6 dimension doors each day. Enjoy.
And
Well-
in addition to that, the holy symbol of Ravenkind.
Ooh, badass. I'm loving it.
Hardcore.
That
And I'm
is
keeping that.
a key item in the campaign. Found one. There are more.
Yeah, that's so cool.
For a cleric or a paladin, good alignment.
Nice.
Well. We just so happen to have one of those, I think.
Oh yeah, that's true. It
You
says
do.
there. That's why we. Yeah, no, we really.
Congratulations, Wraith. You just got a legendary fucking necklace.
Yep, you're literally the only one in the group who can rock that because
Yeah.
our friend, the cleric, he has a neutral alignment. I
Mm,
think they disqualifies him from wearing that item as well.
yep.
Hold vampires, turn undead, and sunlight.
Yeah.
For
Make
charges.
you a vampire killing machine.
Fuck yeah.
Why didn't we identify that before the vampire battle? That's what the feeling is right now, and I was just snickering about that while that was happening. Because I'm
Oh, no reason to. We're preparing for yet another vampire battle with the same vampires.
that is exactly why I was snickering. Now you understand how evil I am.
Love it.
All right, what else we got? I know that there was a couple other things that we found. I think Wraith. I think you found something. Nope, we remembered what that was. It was dynamite.
No, it's dynamite.
Yeah.
I am also in possession of that. I feel like I'm hoarding things now. I apologize.
Well, you got a portable hole, so
It might be time
And a
to
bag of holding.
distribute some of that dynamite among the party members.
a stinky,
Well-
rotten, dead portable hole, nonetheless.
So
But
here's my idea with the dynamite, and I had to run it by Wraith because it's actually your dynamite. But what I want to do is I want to light the dynamite while my zombies are holding it and run them into combat.
oh, that's fucking awesome.
Man.
A suicide attack.
Literally,
Yeah.
you're making IEDs, bro. Get out of here.
No, he's
Oh,
making kamikaze.
Kamikazambes! Oh my god. I have to award you
Zombies.
somehow for that.
The TNZs, you mean?
Kamikazambes, that's fucking
I
hilarious.
wanted to wait until a combat where I was just like, I was gonna ask you about the mechanics of it, but I feel like this was too good of an opportunity.
Well, now
to
that
let
you
my
said it,
idea-
I will definitely think on that. Because I have no idea. I'm sure, definitely the blast seems easy enough, and you're moving towards it, so it's basically like range of the zombie versus explosion from the blast of dynamite equals what happens. But yeah, that sounds funny and fun.
It's just a good way to avoid the roll to fumble the dynamite and blow yourself up.
Yeah, that way, if we're blowing a zombie up, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, I like too that there's some levity mixed in with the somberness and the you know like the kind of goriness and harshness of the campaign. The mix of emotions is like good. You need the roller coaster of emotions for the full D&D experience, in my opinion.
Yeah. Gotta have the
This
gallows.
campaign
humor.
is Definitely
You need the yellow
morbid.
tumor and you need the comedic relief.
Yes, man. Yes. You can't just be feeling like, damn, this is depressing the whole time.
I mean, I
Also-
have a pretty dark sense of humor, but I think a zombie running in with a stick of dynamite and blowing itself up as well as an enemy would be
Yeah,
hilarious.
anybody can laugh at that.
Motherfucking comic a zombie. It's fucking great.
Love it.
That's dubbed, and you should trademark that. But I think that was it for the big items. I don't remember if there was anything else that needed to be identified. From my perspective, I think that was the only ones that I owed, and I'm pretty sure if there was anything owed, I sent information on this because the only things that were outstanding are the things that we have listed in notes, from what I remember.
There were some alchemy recipes.
Shit. There was a book of alchemy.
Oh yeah, there was.
But there was something that we talked about. Remember, we decided something that there was going to be something in the book of alchemy, and that was what you found in it. I don't recall what that is. We'd have to go back in our chat. It was long
I
discussions
thought that
about
was
this.
the book of wines.
There was, yeah, the book of wines. He found out would have found out what the Great Mash number 3 was really, but
Yeah.
or that it was shouldn't been looking like it did. Is what he would have found out.
Consumed.
It would have helped to that conclusion for sure. But that being said, the Book of Alchemy, we discussed something, and I can't remember off the tip of my tongue, what it was.
I think the thing that I wanted out of it wouldn't work in the capacity that I was gonna attempt to use it in.
I remember venturing to something, and we landed on it. And we were like, "Yes, this will work." So I'll just look back through the notes and just rehash what that was, because I'm positive we established what you got out of the Book of Alchemy. I just can't remember what the hell it was. And I remember it was something that was going to be very useful for you. Alright, well, if that's the only ones, then I don't have to worry about anything else than what's in notes. I'm going to throw a Book of Alchemy in there. Go back and check on that chat. Books.
Yeah, we also have that still. I have the boxes. The boxes of like scrap treasure or whatever. So we might need like a general just to convert that into gold and like what gems it is and how much gold worth it is or whatever.
Yes, wizards need gold. Wizards need gold.
I love your comment too,
Oh,
books.
you
You're
can
like,
take
books.
them.
There was 5 of them, sir.
No, there was 7 of them.
7 of them. But okay, well, mine is a compendium of those 7. But no, I will send you all of the contents from them. I'm going to try and do this by the end of the day tomorrow. But I will be traveling.
How many diamonds you said in there? There was in there. There's got to be a lot of stuff.
Oh, that, if you want me, I could just give you descriptions and values. Or a total
Yeah, that's what I was
value.
thinking,
If
something
you're
to
interested
simplify
in
it.
what the
You know,
gems
say
are
10
specifically.
rubies, 5 emeralds, blah, blah, blah.
No, that's not a problem, because I don't know if you want to use them for spell purposes or what, or for maybe something else.
Some will be set aside for spell purposes for me and Artemine, and some will be sold for value.
Gems can be converted into spell gems, too, so that's something to think about. Spell gems are a thing here as well.
Well, yeah, they're like already cut and valuable gems, so they're
Yes,
basically already prepared as spell gems.
Right, they're refined gems, so they could be easily converted into spell gems with a spell.
Yeah, and most of the ones that are relevant for spells we'll be keeping, and most of the ones that aren't we'll probably be selling, you know.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, I will send you a list then, a more detailed list. So let me just add that to the pile of gems for Senor Corvus.
Senor.
This is just me doing my housekeeping. I appreciate you guys sticking around. But with that, I'll let you guys get back to the rest of your Saturday or Friday evenings. It's almost Saturday. It's probably Saturday for Simon at this point. You guys, I hope you all have an excellent weekend and excellent week. I'm excited again for next week's session as we chase after the hags and Soldar.
Dude, you know those hags are gonna have magic items.
Oh yeah.
Would you mind sending me Isaac's stat block too? That way you don't have to go searching for it later, because I'm definitely gonna be raising him soon.
Oh yeah, that reminds me to give you Soldars too, so I'll throw that in here as well.
I need a better note and what note keeping thing than what I have now.
OneNote. That's what I use, dude. Works very well.